Hi, everybody. This is Brune. Happy Friday. Are we allowed to say Black Friday? Are we allowed to say that? I get the feeling Black Friday will be changed before not too long because it's very problematic. I wonder what they'd change it to. Or would they swap it to White Friday? Oh, I don't know. I'm confused. Hello, everybody. It's Friday. Can you believe it? Friday. Almost the weekend. Talking shite and all that garbage. I hope you are all doing very well today. I've got no script. I'm totally useless. As I say, folks, people like Gary, really, really good. Really good. He can just fire up and away he goes. 100% superb. Anyway, folks, we have, did you hear him then go? We have a guest. Shall I bring him on? It'd be rude not to. Oh, hi, Trev.
Hello, Brown. Hello, everybody in the chat. Good evening.
Hi, Trev.
Hello. How are you?
Not bad. Nearly December night.
I think you need to change your picture to Marvin, the paranoid android, instead of Calculon.
Oh, God, do I have to?
Yeah, but you sound just so fucking depressed. Oh, sorry, I swore. You sound very uncheery.
I have my issues.
Anyway, I know I've said hello to everybody in the chat, but I just want to
swore within 2 minutes. Well done, mate.
I know. So I just want to quickly say hello to everybody in the chat.
Yeah, should we just flash some names up?
Yeah.
That's an easy way to get us into it. Cartoon Man. Do you want to do this one?
Felts 5 Wrenched. Good evening, Bruners.
The Awesome Shark.
I wonder if he's trying to chomp Fonzie's nuts.
Either that or Roy Schiders.
The Hooded Man Wrench says, the man, the myth, the Trevmeister. Thank you.
Justin Channel. Hello. Kids, shut up.
I know. The Oldest Gamer Wrenched. Yay, Trev. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that.
See, Brian knows me like no other. Not Brian Wrench. Get back on the gear, Brown. God almighty. God
you need a Scottish ice cream van. They've got everything. Everything you need.
Are they justified and ancient? God, I need some of that.
What, Tammy Wynette?
Oh, justified.
The Internet Helpdesk Wrenched World of
Sport. And they drive an ice cream van.
Is it that? I can't even.
Nacutti. Not this week. Although, watch your space for Sunday, folks. If you know what I mean. Gavin Blackburn. Wrenched. Race. Yeah, I think, was it Gary mentioned this or somebody did? Black Friday. Why is it not been picked up on?
It's just a colour and it's just a day.
Well, actually, technically, it's not a colour. It's a tint. Was it a tone? Fuck knows. One of the two.
I don't know. You're getting a bit sad with that.
Way fat lobber.
Crackerjack.
Crackerjack.
Waka Crusher Grape. Is Stu Francis still alive? Do we know?
I think he is. Chat, is Stu Francis still alive?
I know Ed Stewart's not alive.
It's Friday. Is that The Cure?
Yeah. Not Brian Wrenched, by the way.
Yeah, not Brian Wrenched. Stephen Amore, Mr. Microphone Man himself. Hail. Okay. Good night, everybody. Take care.
I think that needs changing, you know.
What does?
The hail. because that always sort of reminds me of
Doomcock, innit?
yeah. So because you're Yorkshire and I'm sort of Yorkshire, we ought to have A up instead of
We're
A up.
Northerners, you know.
A up.
We're Northerners.
A up.
I've never said A up in my life. I'm not going to start now.
Did we ever have that conversation about what do you call a rowel in your neck of the woods, like a bap?
Oh, God.
What's your local name for a bap?
For me, bread cake. For me.
Oh no, it's bread cake.
Bread cake.
Cob. It's called a cob.
No,
In
it's
fact,
bread cake.
every sort of cob shop round here, it's called they like have it's a cob.
It's a bread cake.
There's another shop around here, and it says it's a cob. Damn it!
Barn cakes.
Yeah.
Fat lobber straight in. Do you know? I
Hang
can't.
on a minute. Who's Velma Dinklage? Seems to know my shtick quite well there.
Fat lobber. You was typing that when I was saying it, man. Tuned.
Fancy a bum.
Tuned. We are
Bit of
tuned.
man-on-man action.
Yeah, me, Fat Lobber, and I think tuned. I've been burgled, wrenched, Wooler Sport, Cob Knob. It's never nice, by the way, getting burgled. Who am I looking for?
It's a cob. Velma Dinklage. Further up. You've gone past it.
Legend in these parts. Wrenched.
Yeah.
That's
a bit of a thing. I don't know if you're aware of big gay following on Balls of Steel, but fancy a bum? Excuse me, a bum? A what? A bum? A bit of man-on-man action.
No,
you might like it.
Talking. My dream.
Okay.
I know you don't. My dream would be to get one day to get take anything at this moment in time, but my dream panel, my dream panelists, right, for a show would be Platoon, Velma Dinklage. We're talking about Star Wars as well. Dark Side of the Walk. Finger My Ass and Swappers. That would be a panel. And obviously, not Brian. That'd be a panel.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence. I'd have everybody on apart from you, Trev. Well, next time you're desperate and nobody else will come on and you ring me, I'm not going to answer your call.
Fridays are you bastard.
Yeah, I know. But
Fridays are you.
You only, do you know, I used to be all and sundry at one point, and now I'm only let out on a Friday.
Are you wanting to take part on the, what's it called, Skeleton Crew?
Do you know, I might actually watch that. When's that coming out?
It is. Oh, there you go. We forgot the...
What is Jude Law, though?
Do you want to read this?
Frank's lanky spank plank. It's Trev into spanking. No, not really. I've that, bum pain or any kind of slappage. I'm not really into that, to be fair.
Pooing? That's very German, though, isn't it?
Well, in a Pyrex dish. I tell you what did do me this week, what proper did me, and I put it on Twitter. And I also put it on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
When you see Ron Jeremy in Ghostbusters, you can't unsee him, ever. Did you know he was an extra in Ghostbusters?
No.
Yeah, true.
I wasn't really into Ghostbusters, the movie. I just thought...
Yeah, but Ron Jeremy...
Yeah, but...
And I'm just thinking, when Marshmallow Man explodes, where did they get all that cream from?
It was either you or...
Things that make you go,
Binary Rad. Hey, Hey, Mr. Brown says me, your dream is buying a. Yeah, I need to copy nothing. Think different.
So this dream panel then you were talking about, what would you, I know you said Star Wars, but would it be just Skeleton Crew or would it be something a bit more substantial Star Wars? Because to be honest, Star Wars it's a bit
Deader
of a
than my
sticky
sex life,
wicket.
innit?
You said it, not me. You said it. Oh,
Ugh.
yes, you're always going. Have you ever thought about buying yourself one of those torches with a latex lady part in it?
No, if I was going to do it, it'd be Romanian porn star.
I thought you were going to say Hearts of Romaine lettuce.
I
Oh God,
would
you,
treat myself.
you're a salad molester.
I would treat myself, as it were.
You do that. And do you know something? One post I put on Twitter this week,
Yeah.
just as a complete random thing, and it didn't get it got zero traction. In fact, the only person who liked it was Iron Wolf. And I put a thing on that said, remembering Edward Evil Thompson, who went missing on this day in 1985. Evil Ed from the original Fright Night. And nobody twigged on it at all. And I think Fright Night, the original, is class. You know, the guy who goes, "You're so cool, Brewster." And he gets turned into well, obviously,
Fright Night, is that the one with Roddy McDowell?
It is. He plays Peter Vincent.
Christ, it's been a while since I've seen that.
Yeah, but it's such a cool film. I know it's like proper 80s cheese, but it's the right level of cheese.
Mature? Medium?
Probably.
See, this is what I like to see. This is proactive. DJ Play Nice. 40 in the chat. Well, 44 now. And only 21 thumbs up. At chat, fix that. Whoa, look at that. That's fantastic. A lot of, when I say to the peeps, my golden rule of YouTube is if I watch anything on YouTube, yeah, and somebody has taken their time to entertain me, it's the least you can do. Just press the thumbs up. Yeah, it's the least you can do. It lets you. It really does let YouTube know that you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a question for you, and
it takes a nanosecond, folks.
It does, and every little helps because
Much
tonight.
Like Tesco.
I know you didn't want me mentioning it, Brown.
Oh,
but
no.
You've run out of pot
Good night,
noodles.
everybody. Take care.
He's run out of pot noodles, so if you can chuck him a
what's your
called?
Favorite flavor?
What? They don't do my favorite flavor anymore.
Bum flavor.
No, I used to like pot rice. I don't know if you remember pot rice.
Can you still get even? Can you even get third? What was that?
What?
Can you get third party pot rices?
You can. Sharwood's do a couple of good ones.
Really?
Mm. But anyway, you're looking a bit emaciated these days. So if anybody could chuck him a super chat for enough for a pot noodle, they're about £1.59, aren't they? In fact, I'm going to look it up.
Wait a minute. I think the pot noodles I like, I think they're about $1,700. That's for our American.
Well, you see, I think you're just pulling a fast one there, Brown.
That's me. That's
not very honourable at all.
Oh, look at this. Kendrick Hammer. And likes give you gifted membership priority. I'll start again. I have gifted 10 memberships to channels I barely watch. Oh, man, that's beyond generous. Gavin Blackburn. Do you remember these? Bring back.
Oh, God, no. They look like spew in a tin.
This is how common we were in the 70s and 80s. Christmas, buy some Vol-au-Vent cases and then put toast toppers in them. God. Things you do in the 70s, everybody. Trev, have you... Hello.
Just bear with me. I was just getting a bollocking off the wife.
Oh, no.
Do you know what she said? Can you keep it down, you sad bastards? You're talking about absolutely nothing. You need to get out more, lot of you. We're all sad bastards, apparently. Aren't we, darling? How much of a bunch of sad bastards are we? Don't look at me like that.
See, this is what the chat want.
How much of a bunch of sad bastards are we?
Get her on the
Don't
mic.
sign it. She's spreading her arms far and wide.
Get her on the mic. Common people, Reg. Welcome to Old Bastard Chat.
Yes.
You forgot the sad.
You know. Yeah, I don't know why I got married.
Neither
But
do
you
I,
know how
mate.
you know how they say, don't you, in passing? As soon
No.
as you get married, the pussy is short. It's true.
That's why I've got 3 cats.
And in a way, I'm kind of glad she doesn't touch me these days. Because last time I saw it, it looked like a mufflange.
James says, I'm a happy bastard. Good for you, mate. That's what I like to see.
Have you remember going to butcher's when you were a kid, and he put a tray of slop liver in the window,
Ugh.
and it like a tray of liver. That's what my missus' flapjack looks like.
It's like a bag of warm liver that's been in a bag for a week in the sun.
It's like a bag of removed lipid fat. You know, in Fight Club when they're stealing
liver is very good for you, everybody.
That lipid fat when they're stealing it out of those rubbish bins to make soap out of it. I can imagine it being like that.
Uma Plumserts at Mr. Brown Lads. That's me. Trev is shoved under the stairs.
He is.
Enough said.
Look at that picture. Looks like she's forcing one out. You know, like
on the bog.
A tight turd. I hate that. You know when you like
I hate that.
a teasing ghost turd, when you think you've got something in there and you're like, and you're trying to squoze it out and it won't come out.
It teases you and there's nothing.
Yeah, and there's nothing there. It's like a ghost turd. That's not enough fibre in your diet, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. Captain Hindsight with the most amazing muttons. Better than FNT this.
Thank you. It looks a bit like Amos Braley with those mutton chops.
Near, Mr. Wilkes. Near.
Do you think they were the TV's original first gay couple? Amos Braley and Mr. Wilkes.
Mr. Wilkes. They were.
It's funny that you knew Amos Braley's name was Amos Braley, but what was Mr. Wilkes' first name? I ain't got a clue.
Mr. Wilkes.
I don't know how you could take the piss out of me for talking.
I can't talk, but Mr. Wilkes.
Yeah. I wonder if there are a bit of bum shenanigans going off. Now then, Mr. Wilkes, it's time to go to bed.
Now then.
Am I biting the pillow tonight, Mr. Braley? You bloody well are, and you're going to take it like a Yorkshireman.
Dry. The willy-coptering Mong of the Baskervilles at Mr. Brown Alliance. That's me. Uma's name perfectly describes her. Never as... Are you...
Stop window licking and read it. Just read it.
See, I've got the pronoun shit going off.
Can I do it for you then? Because you're hovering around it like a fly around a turd.
Yeah, go on.
The willy-coptering Mong of the Baskervilles at Mr. Brown Alliance. Right. Uma's name perfectly describes her avatar, I think.
Assuming... I can't speak. Assuming Uma identifies as a...
Oh, God, I've just had a really terrible thought. Emmerdale was kind of the first Brokeback Mountain, but on the Yorkshire Dales.
I can't quit you, Mr. Wilkes.
Amos, spit on it tonight. Hock chewer, Mr. Wilkes. Hock chewer.
What about Malcolm and Wise? They shared a bed together.
Oh, I don't know. I know who the bottom would be in that relationship. Ernie. Because it was tiny.
Go make the tea urn. Tea urn.
James Caserta says, "Are there any girls here? FNT has dancing girls."
Sorry, James.
Is it the usual 2 girls? Because I'd quite like to have a Trev sandwich with them.
2 girls, 1 stream.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, is my other woman available tonight, I wonder? So I can...
Expand.
I'm feeling rather vexed.
Oh, Vex. I love Vex.
Yes. Mrs. Retro said, "I don't know why you just don't arrange to shag her already." And I'm like, it's the first time I've talked to her, you paranoid witch.
Do you know, generally, I think you and Vex would do a great stream.
Yeah, it'd be quite interesting. But then she'd get me doing stuff to get you demonetized, like last week.
No, I mean, you and
can't-
Vex do a stream.
Yeah, I know. It might happen. I'm working on getting up the courage to... I need to figure out how to make all this... What?
Who's this? The hooded man wrenched. Who's this? Who's this?
It's the Lord, of course.
Don't know who he is. Chat, who's
Yeah,
this?
you do.
Chat, who's this platoon fella? Anybody know? Name ringing a bell, but...
Do you know why he's done as well as he's done? 2 reasons. One,
Ferrero Rocher.
he's got the voice. I mean,
Yes.
I'm not gay, but that voice,
You'd bum him, wouldn't you?
it just makes my bummo go. He makes
like
me
a rabbit's twitching like a rabbit's nose. You mean?
like I'm doing an expectant queef, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Like inviting. It's like blowing him kisses. And secondly, he's prepared. He knows what he's doing. You know, he writes a script and he's got his material. He's done all his editing. He's got his shit together. And you're just basically like a random shop in a supermarket. You go along and, oh yeah, I'll chuck a bit of that in and chuck a bit of this in. And by the time you've got to the till, you've got a basket full.
No, I'm not random. I just buy the same products day in, day out.
Right. Okay.
Whatever that means.
Oh, Savros is getting a bit fruity in the chat.
Do you want to read it then?
Go on then. Savros. Lovely, lovely. At Mr. Brown Alliance. Ooh, can you, Vex, sit on my plunger, please? Exterminate. White wee wee, it's in my eye, it's in my eye. Oh, Michael Portillo. Oh. There, I just added a bit on there. So we're getting a bit TV awful there. There's a lot of folk. How many people have we got in the chat tonight, by the way?
For the real heroes of this channel. Sorry, folks. I'm having a seizure, folks.
Hey, are you having a stroke? Are you having a stroke because you couldn't reach?
I'm just going to say, right, the real heroes, and I mean real heroes of this channel, are the 41 people watching this. And I mean that sincerely, folks.
You sound so insincere when you say it, though. I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody who's tuned in tonight, and thank you for the super chats. I might actually be able to fall upon a ski this week. Thanks. You just sound like, I tell you what, you sound like a children in need thing.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Internet Helpdesk.
Oh, by the way, Side of Feet, I know you're a legend. Could you please remove that comment, please? Naughty boy.
I think, and this might be a bit risky for you.
Please, Side of Feet.
You ought to give me the ability to be able to make these chats come up on the screen.
There you go.
Hey?
What? Oh, you need to log in. We'll get you logged in next time, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have got an account on here. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to log in under this account, I think.
Ah. What's this? I've been... Hey, Franco's in the building. Hail Franco Walker, wrenched.
Hail!
Hello, sir. You've gone quiet. Hello?
Hi, Franco.
Do you know, I thought you'd gone off on one there.
Not yet. Give it time, though.
What's I been burgled Wrench World of Sport on about?
I've been burgled, which is never nice. Wrenched Wooderspot. Leave my old uncle alone, Trev, if he's only ill.
Lil, as in
Lil.
little.
Okay.
Common people's come out with a good one.
I'm very annoyed with common people.
Yeah, let you down.
Do you
Big
wanna read
style
it?
at the
Do you wanna
weekend.
read it?
Common people wrenched. The account will self-delete if I take charge. I don't want to take charge. I just want to be able to make people's comments appear on the show because Brownie, bless you, you're a good lad, but you go off on worse tangents than me. You start rattling complete bollocks. And then by the time you've
Complete
done,
bollocks has built this channel, though.
by the time you've done, 7 or 8 really good comments in the chat have gone past.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Internet Helpdesk, Wrench Wooderspot. Common people, the account owner. Yeah. Do you know, I reached out to common people last Sunday asking, would you like to join in on Sunday? Apparently, his dad locked him up in a cupboard.
Where is he,
didn't go.
7?
He acts like it.
Internet Helpdesk, super chat for you.
Go on then.
Why? This is bizarre, right? Internet Helpdesk, just why £10.15? That is just
Because he's outbidding the last
arbitrary
bid.
and random. He's outbidding common people. How much
And
did
it's
common people put down?
Was it 10.04, 10.05? I don't know. I'm
quite possibly.
I'm looking at the long game, so maybe in about 7 or 8 years, the bidding will be up to like 1,010p.
Well, does that mean Internet Helpdesk Wrench World of Sport gets to drive the train on Sunday? Because technically he's outbid common people who let you down.
Yeah, but what was it? I know, but wasn't bidding closed last week? He did let me down.
No, screw that. Let's keep it rolling. Whoever ponies and antes up. Oh, here we go. You've got another penny. There we go.
It's a bidding war, folks.
Do I have to do that? Do I say another? That really does my head in when I see programs. They all like bidding wars and crap like that. Auctioneers, they're not saying anything. It's going ding dong. You know, if that's bollocks, that is total bollocks. Anybody got 10.17? Anybody? £10.17. Brown can be your bitch for the night.
Maybe we do it where whoever wins can present Sunday, because I could do with a night off.
Yeah. Why not?
Because I think that's the idea, that I was going to give common people his moments on Sunday, because I like common people. He's a very... I think, once we break him in, I think he'll be very, very good.
You're coming out with some really gay stuff. What's up with you? Are you hogged up? Are you frustrated, Brown?
Frustrated, but I think common people wants to be broken, if you know what I mean.
Fancy a bum, you know, a bit of man-on-man action. You might like it. You are big gay following.
Good.
Dun, 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 dun.
I've been burgled, which is never nice. Wrenched Wooderspot. Brownie's gonna get sold back to his tutor. I wonder if Chris was my tutor's name.
Funny how you remember that with fondness of the time you spent
he was
alone
a decent...
together.
Oh no, fuck off.
Did he touch you in ways that you can't explain?
Gay. I can't remember his second name, but he was Chris. And we went to see with another mate of mine who was a student, same place. We went to see RoboCop and Predator. Yeah.
Do you know? I wonder how that'd work out if they did a crossover where they did a RoboCop
Robo
versus
editor.
Predator. Yeah. That'd be quite interesting. I tell you what, I would have liked to have seen if they, the first time round with Alien versus Predator, if they'd have actually done the comic, like the first comic,
Yeah.
which was set in the future on a colony, and that would have been fantastic. But no, what did we get? We got the piece of crap. Was it Paul W.S. Anderson who did the first one? I think it was.
Probably better written as well.
Yeah, it's crap, that. I know this is a cliche.
From you?
Yeah. Oh, you see these films and think, oh, yeah, I could do a better job than that. I don't think people actually could, It's nice to
that's
have that
very
idea.
topical this week, young Trevor, yes.
Why? Why so?
Anyway, go on.
No, why is that topical? Explain. Hey, I think you might have another bidder.
I'm not going to incriminate myself. Care to read?
Carl Voigtlander.
That's a great name. Hello, Carl.
World of Sport. £10.17 converted to US.
Oh, yeah.
But
$12.96.
Is that £10.17 in GB pounds?
Is 12?
Datsun.
I can't speak.
Can I just tell you a little story from years ago? And I might incriminate myself to a crime here.
No.
But seeing Carl's avatar picture.
Voigtlander, that's a great name.
Right. Datsun. The first car I ever took without permission was a Datsun.
Stole?
Maybe. Ended up rolling it in a field, and it's funny, I live quite close to where I rolled that car.
Was it a 120Y?
It was a 120Y in that shitty mustard brown, almost borderline diarrhea colour.
Did it have a vinyl roof?
I can't remember. Well, I remember it ended up on its roof, which was quite funny.
Would you like a really funny story?
Go on then.
My brother-in-law, who wasn't my brother-in-law at the time, he lived with us. He had a Datsun 120Y in that colour.
They were class, weren't they, those cars? They weren't rock boxes at all.
He could never get it running properly. It was always something wrong with it. And then one day, he managed to get it running sweet as a nut. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, it's running sweet as a nut. And he had to get up early because he was a butcher. So he had to get up really, really early.
Billy?
And day after he got it running sweet as a nut, he rolled it into a field.
It's funny that they
in the middle of winter. He rolled it. It rolled. It fucking 3.5 rolls. How the fuck he got out of it, I do not know.
I can't remember how many times I rolled that thing. But it's funny that it's weird.
Yeah, it rolled.
I've rolled one. Your brother-in-law's rolled one.
Same car as well.
I know, it might have been the same car. You never know.
No, I think this one, it was written off. He could hardly get out of it.
Yeah. We struggled to get away in time. Carl Voigtlander says, welcome to Car Talk. Yeah, but did you see that comment he made? He's got a 1971 Datsun. That's sweet as hell.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I do have sisters.
If it's a proper Datsun, like a proper Japanese one, not the ones they made for over here, because they didn't last 5 minutes. As soon as they got here, they were rotting.
Yeah.
Absolute rot.
Yeah, they were rusting on the boat coming over.
Yeah. Have you ever done that? Have you gone to Cleethorpes and gone through Grimsby?
I have been to Cleethorpes, yes.
As you come into Grimsby, you go over that bridge and you look left. There's all those cars in that port area. There's so many cars. And the amount of them what are just covered in grime and dirt and just junk. The amount of seagull dung on them is incredible. The paint must be knackered by the time you get
seagull dung on them. Seagull dung on them.
Yeah. Is that a bit of a mouthful for you?
Seagull dung on them.
Well, I don't really want to say bird shit because that's lowering the tone. And I don't lower the tone until later. I'm trying. Look, guys in the chat, I'm very
Leave my
sorry.
sisters alone, bastards. No, they're not. They're both skinny as rakes.
You're so rude. I was just telling
Sorry.
everybody that I said to you earlier, Brown, I'm trying to be very mindful because I keep getting you demonetized. And we know you need the money at the moment. But I reckon if you did a sexy dance for people with your camera on,
No, it's
people
not going to
might
happen.
people might pay you decent pot noodle money to give them a, like a Buffalo Bill dance. That's what you need to do.
You mean just prostituted myself off for money, like most other YouTubers do? So why
Well,
break?
everybody else does.
Yeah.
Phelps 5 Wrench says,
Oh, hold
you,
on.
you'd like a mouthful. I think he would, Phelps, to be truth. I reckon he'd love the cock.
I'd need a big mouthful, though, wouldn't I? I mean, I'd
I
need a
don't
big
know.
mouth.
How much? I don't.
Welcome to incriminating myself.
This is territory. This is virgin territory for me, no pun intended. But how much do you think you could take? Could you go to the hilt or maybe a bollock? How much could you take without choking or spewing?
Every man, I'm in my old age, so
Oh God, I know what you've been doing.
I'm not
You,
quite as flexible
you've
as I used to be.
you've
Folks.
been to the chip shop and you've had a battered sausage and you've gorged it to see how much you could take. That's so gay, Brown. I worry about you. I truly do.
How do you pronounce this, Trev?
Phil Ishio, I think.
I'll pay Brown
Oh,
not to dance.
no, it's Ashio. Phil Ashio. There we go. I'll pay Brown not to dance naked in front of the camera.
Very good.
Some interesting usernames in tonight.
I genuinely think we have some of the best usernames in the whole of YouTube.
Definitely.
I don't know how they find us. I have no idea.
Can we just
some of the names are just incredible.
Can we just change direction now, please? Because it's getting a little bit fancy bum territory. No, it's not erotic.
Homoerotic?
It's not my cup of tea. Cartoon man's got a good one. You can read that one out in your own time.
I think you'll do it more.
No, I think if we do it,
Molester.
The algorithm might not like what you're saying.
Hey, Mo! Leicester. Is Mo from Leicester?
Yeah.
Leicester.
Oh my God. What's this? Excellent. Just got home from a meeting and you pair are on near Chesterfield.
Who's that?
It's funny. Andrew doesn't know that I think on Facebook, not that I've been stalking you,
Okay.
If it's the same guy, we've got 2 friends in common on Facebook.
Oh, how do you pronounce that? So I'm getting
Bonusol. I don't know. Is that like Bend Gay in America?
Bonusol.
Anyway, Bonusol.
Oh yeah, Bonusol.
Yeah, you got it now.
Oh God, we have
you are. What's up with you? So you're a little bit slow tonight.
I'm so slow, even Brown.
Oh, fucking hell, Brown.
Oh God, sorry, folks. I'm just fucking.
Can you do me a favour? You need to go and get wet and cold or fresh or something.
I'm mentally crippled. I'm mentally crippled. So
really? You think? What's wrong with you?
Oh, what's right with me? Christ.
Anyway, Charles has messaged me over on Twitter.
I am
and he wants to know, what the hell does wrenched mean? So can you explain that for Charles, please?
Cartoon Man 154, a bit slow. Have you heard him speak? Lol.
Can you just answer Charles's question, please?
Wrenched.
Mm-hmm.
When we were starting the channel, If anything, it's just a token of my appreciation for the beautiful people who turn up every week and become regulars and just stick with us. It's
Oh.
it's just kind of like the least. And moderators are allowed to post links and kind of things like that. So if we
Oh,
ever talk
right.
about a subject, or somebody in the chat says, "Oh, I've seen this on YouTube," blah, blah, they can post the link in the chat. So it makes it more communal, as it were.
Oh,
Because
very cozy and stuff.
but yeah, because if you can't if you can't if you're not wrenched, you can't post links in the Tubi Woobies. So I just thought, let's do it. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I do feel like there's a round of newly appointed mods. As long, the only one rule is one, they can speak, and two, that they
Well, you
don't
bloody well
abuse.
can't, can
They
you?
can't, and they don't abuse the wrench. But none of them do really. They're all fucking great,
Okay, dokley. And another one. Do you
That's
know?
a great
Do you know?
movie, isn't it?
Do you know?
Alonzo Mosley. Hello, my friend.
There's a guy when I'm on the radio, right?
Yeah.
Who texts in as Ray Tupper and Ray Tinner, which always makes me laugh if you say it faster. If you get me drift.
Man,
Oh,
can I just go home, everybody? My brain is.
Do you want
Oh
to?
God!
Do you want to nip and get yourself a coffee or something?
Oh,
And I'll
rapid
just talk to everybody in the chat.
Winners don't do drugs, folks.
You need some. Do me a favour. Do you drink coffee?
If I had coffee now, I would not sleep.
Well, I think you need to get wet and cold.
Move along, move along, move along.
What do you reckon, folks? Does he need to get wet and cold?
I need shooting, folks. Sorry, folks.
You need to get frosty and get with it.
God, it's been cold all week, hasn't it?
It's not bad actually. I like it like this. I like it.
What, cold?
Well, it's got a bit of crispness to it on the end. The weather's better. It's got to be better than that snow because I hate snow.
Here you go, folks. Look at this. This is a man. Pontypool. Hello, my friend. I worked a 14-hour shift yesterday after 1 hour sleep, and I got that one brown. What's the longest shift you've ever done, Trev?
Me?
And this is open to the chat as well. What's the longest shift you've ever done, folks?
Well, it for me is 12 hours, but I have done longer as being self-employed. So when I had a proper, I say proper job.
Cheers, Frank.
When I worked in a factory, 12 hours was the max. But I have done more outside of that as a self-employed person.
Brian, 14.5. Cartoon, 13. 17.
I fell asleep at a mixing desk before and woke up and I've been drooling all over the mixer. And I've had fader knobs imprinted in reverse on my cheek and buttons and stuff. But it looked so good because the boss come in and he's like, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Oh, I've had to pull an all-nighter." I know it weren't an all-nighter. I just fell asleep.
My longest shift was...
Internet Helpdesk has got it right.
We're looking.
At the bottom, the Internet Helpdesk wrenched World of Sport. You had knobs on your cheeks, pretty much. It's like when you've been wearing a CPAP machine or an oxygen mask, and then you get up and you've got the imprints. Charles says, thanks, by the way. Great show as always.
Oh, nice one.
But he's messaging Paul. He keeps messaging me on Twitter instead of
live
in the
on
chat.
Air.
Yeah. I appreciate that, Charles.
16, Jeffrey Spinner, My medical director said, "Don't sleep at your own peril. I had to work 16-hour shifts if command ordered me to do so, and I had no way to refuse. Be careful. Everybody sleep is the worst, folks. Sleep deprivation is the
Innit?
killer."
Did you ever see that video of in the early days of radio? Funnily enough, there was a guy who was going to go a full 7 days without sleep. And I think he made it 4.5 days in. And then they had to get a doctor in to make him stop. And he was forever changed from that experience. He wasn't the same person ever
Was
again.
he? Yeah, 'cause you start to hallucinate and night terrors and shit like that, don't you?
Well, it weren't just that. It sort of cabbaged him a little bit.
What?
Yeah. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was an American dude, probably in the early 40s or late 30s.
Okay.
And it might have been later than that.
Did he
No.
become Trev?
No, he didn't become me.
Longest shift I ever did, and not to outdo everybody, but working in newspapers.
Hey, I've just thought of something.
Speak.
Oh. Anyway. Yeah, I'm back on the radio tomorrow. And I start my new show tomorrow, 10 till 1, using my other name, my fake name, my radio name, because I've got a different name on the radio, Mr. Brown.
Really?
I don't use my name.
Hello, old man. Yeah, it's the old father, the old fella.
Is your dad J.R. Hartley?
He's still looking for that book.
Yeah, that's why he's come in. I'm looking for a copy of Fly Fishing. It is rather old.
36 hours was my longest ever shift. Sat at a computer doing
that is
news.
illegal. That is illegal.
Yeah, but it was
even
like
then.
Well, no, it was like 20 odd years ago. 36
You'd
hours.
be wasted. You wouldn't be able to function properly.
Thing is, it was the old raving days, so I was probably pickled on whatever.
Oh. Were you Arthur's Choice Chunks? Do you remember when Arthur's Cat Food did that rave cat video? That was funny.
Oh, I can't remember.
Arthur's Choice Chunks. Funny that. I'd never been on that particular station, but my old boss, he was a big name on there. He unfortunately passed away in 2010, I think it was. But he came and ran the radio station in the next town down, and I was on that station. In fact, if you're into radio stations and stuff, if you Wikipedia a certain radio station that came on in 1998 in the North Derbyshire area, I'll get a name check on Wikipedia.
Do you not have a link for your radio show tomorrow?
I could do.
Flight in the doodah.
Flight in the doodah, is that
in the chat? Put it in the chat.
It's 10 till 1 tomorrow on rotherradio.co.uk.
Rother?
Yeah, Rotherham. But in the new year, I start a new show on a bigger station.
Rochdale Radio.
No, I can't. I'm not allowed to say anything.
Oh, come on, that's good. That is. Come on.
No, I can't say out.
The Brits will know what I'm on about. That's good. The Brits will know what I'm on about.
I'm not on Chorley FM, the dyslexerist. No. Chorley FM.
Well, he spelled that correctly as far as was it she?
Well, the woman on the picture looks a bit like, and I can't really say
the woman that Sophie Marceau, James Bond.
Oh, is that who it is?
I think so.
I thought it was somebody else.
Botherham in Rotherham.
Yes, 10 till 1 tomorrow, and it's really good. I really enjoy doing that. This is the third time I've been asked back.
Can you not put the link to the radio station in the chat?
I could do.
Yeah, do it. And then what time are you on tomorrow?
10 till 1, 10 in the morning.
10 a.m. You're on live, yes?
Yeah.
Why don't you shout? Why don't you give us all a shout out tomorrow?
I can't do that per se.
Why? Because you don't like us, do you?
Internet Helpdesk. Oh, he's on about somebody who works there. Yes, I know that chap quite well.
Rother Radio.
Yes, .co.uk.
Feltz 5 wrenched. I used to volunteer at Radio Camelot Hospital Radio. Great fun.
I'm not on 9 till midnight. I should be on 7 till 10, Monday to Thursday.
Can you just not shout out Brown Alliance in the chats?
I'll try to, but I get carried away because
You don't have to do
know,
us individually, just like a collective.
I wouldn't
shout
do
out.
you full stop, Brown. So dream on. You've just reminded me there. Dream on. Did anybody watch that on Channel 4? Because I thought that, for the time, was an immense series, and I thought that guy in it was going to have a bright future, but he never, I don't know, progressed further than that part. And then when I've seen him in anything else, he was always a bit part player.
Dream on.
Yeah. It's like a bloke who kept having fruity delusions about women in people he'd met in his life. So they'd be like little sketch type things where he's having a thought.
It sounds familiar, but I can't.
Yeah, it was on Channel 4 years ago.
Here you go. Gavin Blackburn Wrench. Can you read that?
No. Gavin Blackburn Wrench, can I request a Gary Glitter song, please? No, I will not play Gary Glitter. I won't play Diddy. I won't play anybody.
Wolf,
you know,
Two Little Boys?
No, not the Bay City Rollers or anything like that.
No, they're okay, actually.
Or R. Kelly. No, the drummer. He was a wrong-un.
Oh.
So anybody who's a wrong-un does not. I mean, I won't even play Michael Jackson.
Terry Hatcher was in Dream On, I think.
Do you know, I'm going to IMDb that because I think it was late 90s. It was around the time Dark Skies was on. God, that were a show. I love Dark Skies.
Wayfarer Project, Wrench World of Sport. Does Trev do Boy George?
No. Do you know, I lost all respect for that guy when he was on the A-Team. Remember when he was in the A-Team? That was funny.
Yeah, I remember that. Not when he chained the delivery boy to the fucking radiator or something.
That had a right run. Dream On, 1990 to 1996.
Wow.
Martin Tupper is a book editor in Manhattan, recently divorced from Judith, a psychologist. Martin's life is filled with fantasies and sexual thoughts, many times coming in the form of black comedy. Black and white shorts from old TV shows and movies. That's it. It was fantastic.
That's why
Should I have a look at some of the talent that was involved in that particular production?
Here you go, Trev.
Oh, Feltz 5 Wrench, 100 quid if you do the whole radio show in the voice of... Yeah, that's gonna happen.
I don't think you'd be doing another show after that, though.
No. Get real.
Can you read that in that style of...
Feltz 5, wrenched. Lovely, I'm about that then. 100 quid. If you do the whole radio show in the voice of lovely. Now then, of Jimmy Savile. People going upstairs. Can you go up them stairs any fucking louder? Jesus.
See, this is what they want.
I'm just trying to check out the talent in Dream On.
Brilliant.
Terry Garr was in it twice. Scott Bakula was in it too. Apparently, he's a really boring B-word in real life. Oh, there you go. Jamie Gertz was in it too. Oh, hey, can I read this one? Hey, would you blow me? Hey, would you blow me? I love it. Mr. Brown Alliance, Jerry Lynn Ryan, who was amazing on Dark Skies. Yes, she was going to be John Lowengard's new love interest after his wife got took over by the Greys.
Jerry Lynn Ryan?
Yeah, that's her middle name.
Oh, 7 of 9.
Yeah, 7 of 69.
Oh,
Especially the episode where she gets out of the shower. I
oh,
remember that episode. Thing is, though,
Jerry
I,
Ryan.
I like Jerry Ryan, but I don't particularly find her fit. I think there's something wrong with me, possibly.
I think there's something wrong with you, mate.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll totally agree with this.
I never thought she was
Good-looking woman.
all that, to be fair. And the
Still,
weird thing is,
still got it now, and she's pushing 60, and she's still fucking got it.
well, according to this, she's 56. I don't think that's right.
Same age as me. She's still
Born
got
in
it.
Munich, Germany.
Yeah, she's German. I think her parents were stationed in Germany.
And her maiden name was Zimmerman, which was going to be the Doctor's name in Voyager, Doc Zimmerman.
Yeah.
It's a shame he didn't do that. He settled on Joe anyway, didn't he, in the end?
Hey, Joe. Wrenched. I don't like Jerry Ryan. All right, good for you, mate.
Yeah, I think she's a bit up her own arse. Huh.
I'm not even going to say anything
What?
about.
I've just
up
had
her
a
arse.
message from the boss at the radio station who's just said, "Thank you for plugging the radio station."
What?
Yeah, the boss is listening.
Hey.
How did he know? He's just text me.
What?
Just said, well done.
See,
Thank you for
thank you,
mentioning the
so
radio station.
I would be up her too, yes, mate.
I don't know. This is the weird thing. I'd spunk it, but I wouldn't want to. It's a nice place to spunk, but I wouldn't want to stay there. And I think she's probably had quite a lot of action. I think her body count might be in triple digits.
I don't know if this is true, but apparently they were into the swinging scene in Los Angeles back in the day, her and her husband. I don't know if it's true. It's obviously the internet, so it must be true what I read, but apparently she was a bit of a goer in a younger, around these parties, etc.
It's like she's too gorgeous. She's too nice. She's too beautiful.
I just want to speak. Anyway, I'm so innocent. I just want to speak sweet Star Trek nothings.
The weird thing is, the only person I was remotely attracted to in Voyager was B'Elanna.
Oh, God, I loved it. She was
red hot.
Fucking smoking, mate.
She got my warp core breaching a couple of times, I tell you.
Yeah, she was fantastic. B'Elanna. B'Elanna Torres was it Torres?
And do you know who really freaked me out in season 1 to season 3 was Jennifer Lean, who played Kess. Because she was in American History X with, what's his name? Edward Norton and Edward Furlong. But
really?
Did you hear about all the bother Jennifer Lean got herself into after leaving Voyager?
Bear with me. I will say, folks, if you've got an invite to come on, it's time. No, go on.
Come on, what? Not me, I hope.
Eileen. Come on, Eileen.
Wayfarer Project, Wrench World of Sport at 10:03.
Price, we'll bring you on in a minute, mate.
Can you put that one on?
Who am I looking at?
Wayfarer Project, Wrench World of Sport. Torres was awesome. I thought B'Elanna was smoking. She was the hottest one, I thought, on the show. And I was secretly thinking, Tom Paris is a jammy bastard.
And she just got better and better.
Yeah, and she was pregnant twice during the Voyager run as well. When she wears that overally coat thing with all the
you're into the pens and that, weren't you, in the fucking pockets?
Yeah, she was always wearing that thing. Em's come out with a good one.
I'll just say this: Pigeon.
Oh no, it's Internet
Voyager was the last legitimate Star Trek.
True, I agree.
Some people are saying Enterprise. Never got into Enterprise.
Actually, in hindsight, I liked Enterprise. I mean, some of it was pretty iffy, but I quite liked some of it.
I never got into it. Common People Behave. Fernando Torres was awesome.
Fernando Torres. Hey, weird thing was, you just made me think of something else. You know Chakotay, Robert Beltran?
Yes.
He was in the pilot episode of Street Hawk.
Yes.
He was Jesse Mack's partner who got killed by Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
Oh, I am going to have to rewatch that.
Do you know Le Parc was a great theme? Do you know?
It was by Tangerine Dream. Amanda Sukov, probably saying that wrong. Mr. Brand Alliance, I want Trev to do the answer phone message for my camgirl business. Glistening Lips. I could do that. Thank you for calling Glistening Lips. For a 69, press 9. For a crafty wank, press 2. For anything else, press 3. And hold on to your joystick.
Hey, look who's here, everybody. Price of Reason.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello, Price. You all right?
Not too bad.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Can you hear me?
No.
Yeah.
Have you met Trev?
I don't think I have, or maybe I haven't. I don't remember, but I apologize if not. But
It's all right.
Is this
Hello,
like my
Price of
regular
Reason.
mic? I just want to make sure there's no malfunction.
You sound good.
Malfunction. Malfunction. Sounds great, mate.
I wanted to tell you both that Enterprise, in my opinion, I like that better than Voyager. I actually have never made it through all of Voyager. Enterprise for me, I love
good
the
night,
cast.
Price. Thanks for popping in. Take care, mate.
It has Scott Bakula in it. That already makes it better than Voyager. I'm sorry.
What?
Oh, I've just had
bollocks.
I have just had a bit of a comedy daydream about Enterprise. Wouldn't it be good at the beginning if he jumped in like he did on Quantum Leap and he's on the bridge of the Enterprise and they're like, oh boy.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? It would be great. I was reading that the guy that created Quantum Leap, who also created Magnum PI,
Donald P. Belisarius.
He had an idea for an episode that he really wanted to do, that he would leap into Magnum PI. And then there would be like an episode of Magnum PI that he's inside That didn't sound good, but you know what I'm trying to say. and it ended up that they didn't do the episode, but he really wanted to.
Oh, that'd
have been amazing.
Yes.
You know what would have been funny as well? Do you know what would have been really just for comedy gold? If he jumps into somebody and he's like on all fours facing the camera and some really intimidating big gay bloke is lubing up and slips in and he goes, oh boy. That would have been amazing.
I'm surprised. They almost did that with the sequel series, but in the original one, they wouldn't have done that.
That's the first time That's the first time YouTube has ever heard Price of Reason belly laugh. Wow.
That would have been funny as hell.
Don't be shy.
Do you know, on occasion, I laugh.
Velma Dinklage needs to get out my head.
No,
I don't know who Velma Dinklage is, but they know me so well. It's weird.
Ego,
Ohio Pigeon, you retard.
He's shouting, by the way. Do you want to read
Enterprise has nothing on the Voyager Borg episodes. Do you want me to do it in the style of the bloke off Britain's Got Talent?
Oh, yes.
Enterprise has nothing on the Voyager Borg episodes.
Competition time.
There we go.
Simon.
Mr. Brown.
By the way, I just wanted to say something because somebody brought it up before. Fernando Torres was a very good player. It's just, I think that from the second that he left Liverpool, and I think he went to Chelsea or something, he was kind of shit. But El Nino was good in Liverpool. That's what I recall.
El Nino?
I think Fernando Torres would have been shit with walk cores.
El Nino, that was his nickname, wasn't it? That was Fernando Torres. He was called El Nino.
I don't know. I don't do football. That's the weird thing. I'm more of a rugby.
No, no football.
No, defo. I agree.
Somebody else mentioned it, and you highlighted it, so at least I wanted to show that I know what they're talking about.
Hey, now then, Internet Helpdesk. Internet Helpdesk at 10:08 come out with a good one.
Hold on.
Stick it up, and I'll read it. The Internet Helpdesk, Wrench World of Sport, the Enterprise Borg episode was all right. It was. In fact, the guy who plays Dr. Phlox what's his name? Billington?
John Billington.
John
I think so,
Billingsley,
yeah.
that's it. His wife played one of the people who got assimilated into a Borg. You know, his wife in real life.
Ah.
She was the woman who played the General Beckman in Chuck, if you remember. Little short, ginger-haired woman. Can't remember her name.
I can't remember either, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I remember.
Member
Well,
berries aplenty tonight, boys.
All I know is I think that I like the cast better in Enterprise, and really Scott Bakula is a selling point for me. I'm sorry, I know people like Kate Mulgrew or whatever her name is, but I don't know, man. That thing, it never caught me. Only the hologram doctor thing was cool, but aside from that,
I agree with you, because the cast, it's almost like they were warm, they were well written, even when it started. I know that pilot episode was a bit like cringe in places, but the development of the characters and the feelings you could have towards
Blaylock was
just fucking interrupt you, rude bastard.
Sorry, but I have to say Jolene Blaylock was super hot. That's what Brown was going to say, and I agree with you.
She came out with a comment, and it really put me off her. She said about how people approach her and always try it on with her and try and get dates and stuff. And she tells people, if you've got less than 10-inch, I'm not interested. That really put me off.
Blaylock said?
Yeah. That was a quote verbatim. If you've got less than 10-inch, fuck off. That was the quote.
So if you just went up to say, I've got 11-inch, you're in.
I mean, I've got a micro penis. I've got no chance.
Did she really say that? Because that's a gutsy thing to say.
She did say it.
That's made Price's Night, ours.
Rainbow Cop. Stick that on at 10:11 p.m. Lexa Doig, now you're talking.
Yeah.
Brown is going to get his ruler.
I don't care if my wife is listening on the other side of this door, but if Lexa Doig turned up at my door, butt naked, and said, do me, I don't care if my wife and kids were watching, I'd be doing Lexa Doig. Especially if she was dressed like Romy. Oh, man.
Yeah, she's great as Romy.
Or Dr. Lamb in Stargate SG-1.
Yeah.
Michael Shanks could be kicking my head in. I wouldn't give a toss.
Look who's here, everybody.
Hello, it's me.
Hey.
I like a man in uniform, sir. Hello,
The
how are
Trekkie
you?
Help Desk.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Trekkie Help Desk. Set your phasers to fun.
Thank you. Don't all applaud at once.
Why?
It's good to be here. Hello.
Hello.
Can I just say that the last episode of Enterprise was shit, though.
I'll give you that.
The holodeck scenario.
The Riker holodeck, that was so stupid.
That just killed it.
Why did they do that?
They didn't have an ending.
They had to finish it dead quick because they were cancelled and the budget was reduced. Yeah. And UPN said, we need to order, we've ordered X amount. We can't honour that now because you're getting cancelled. You need to wrap it up dead quick. So Manny Koto and a few of the other members of the writing team got together and hashed it, made this complete, absolute abortion of an episode. I mean, it had its merits, but what they did to Trip, I can't forgive him for that. That was just bullshit.
An issue. I'll give you that. The last episode, and especially what it did with Trip, that's unacceptable.
Why? What did they do to Trip?
They killed him off unnecessarily.
In the dumbest way possible, yeah.
Like, here's a couple of electric cables. I'm just going to rub them together. That'll sort things out. That'll solve the problem. So he did it in a heroic manner, but they completely killed the arc of him and T'Pol. And T'Pol actually showed her emotions because it really did wrench her in a World of Sport kind of way.
T'Pol was really great on that show.
Yeah, that's your dick talking, mate.
The character had great development.
Yeah, bullshit. You're letting the little head do the
two developments. Yeah.
Rainbow Cop. Gates McFadden was bloody hot too, in hindsight.
Yeah, but what happened to her face in Picard? Did she have a bit of work done?
She aged out,
plastic surgeon?
She aged like 30 years or something. Well, what can you do? And she was already probably 40 back then.
She's in her early 70s.
But I've got to admit, back in the Next Gen days, not in season 1, but in season 3 when she came back, and later, I mean, if you're thinking about it, she was the hottest in First Contact. because she got all the blonde highlights and she was on the bridges
Oh yeah,
a
she
bit
was all
more.
right. Yeah. Take that.
That
She
was
had like a reserved kind of charm or appearance. I don't know. It's like it wasn't the obvious like Sydney Sweeney, but there was something cool about her. I'll give you that.
MILF.
Wouldn't
I
you
can be
make
okay
up a
with
story to get down to sickbay and say, "Oh, Doc, I think there's a problem with my testicles,"
I've got this
just so she
fucking
could fondle your
brother.
balls? Hey, I reckon they ought to make Ball Fondlers a real movie. That'd be so cool. If you know, you know.
I don't.
Pinch and twist. That's all it does.
And Hooded Man makes a good point.
Bear with me.
10:14. The Hooded Man Wrench says, I really hated the last episode of DS9. That they did. They made a complete balls of Cisco's timeline.
I can't
You know,
remember
like
it.
his story arc ended.
I thought it was pretty
Oh,
interesting. It
yeah.
wasn't the worst.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I
it
feel
turns
like
out it's half wormhole alien.
They
Come
could
on.
have given it maybe some kind of movie with a closure of some kind, and I feel like they didn't do that.
But he's half of one of these entities. So wouldn't he have had a bit more, like, I don't know, user power, like in Tron? He'd have a bit more, you know, something about him. Like he had some kind of power,
Right.
or wouldn't that have been good? I think that would have put a nice spin on that Dominion War. He could have done something temporarily, you know, like use some magic to halt the Dominion forces, and then they could have really kicked their asses a bit more. Do you know what I mean?
I guess.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm
I
hearing
guess.
tumbleweed.
Look who's here, everybody.
Hey.
Brian.
No, Brian.
Evening, Bruin. Evening, chat. Evening, fellow guests. How are we all?
Hey,
Have you
how's
got
it
Iron
going,
Brew
man?
in your
Yeah,
fridge,
man.
Brian?
I don't. I've run out. I am on the. I've got some Diet Pepsi and a full, freshly opened bottle of Jack Daniels from the fridge. Trev.
Can I ask a question, Brian?
Yes,
Do they still have those awesome ice cream vans in Scotland?
I know exactly what you're talking about, Trev, and the answer is yes.
Shit hot. I used to love the ice cream van.
Oh yes. Do you know you can actually get ice cream from them now, as opposed to heroin?
Really? Oh, I wasn't talking about the drug aspect. I was talking about you could buy cigarettes. See, Brownie, I can be mindful of saying certain words. You could buy cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like
the first time I saw
anything. Iron
Return
Brew.
of the Jedi was rented from a VHS cassette that was from said ice cream van. Yeah.
Nice.
Trevor, remember it Dream On with Great Affection back in the day?
Wasn't it good?
Oh, fucking hell. The chutty in that, Trev. Oh,
6 years of that, bloody hell. I were making wallpaper paste every time that were on. I was squirting at the wall. I was
nearly went-
non-stop spunking when that were on.
they went fucking blind, lad.
Do I really talk like that, Brian? Is that how I sound to somebody in Scotland?
No, that's my default setting. But I know a few
Oh,
guys
that's
from
all
a Club Star Wars, and their default comedy voice is a kind of Scottish, Glaswegian, slight Billy Connolly.
What
Young
happened to
Billy
the Club
Connolly.
Star Wars guys? I feel like I haven't talked to them in ages.
They kind of stopped. The main guy in it decided he was going to do his Finding Ford documentary film and try and get some. He actually managed to meet Kathleen Kennedy, believe it or not, and Harrison Ford.
Jesus.
So they kind of slagging Disney Star Wars off wasn't really the best tactic to continue with. But I really liked their show; they were really good.
I did not know that they were friends with Kathleen Kennedy. That's
Yeah,
kind of odd.
Not quite
Yeah.
friends yet, but
By the way, Trev, I wanted to ask you, whatever happened to Catherine Pulaski?
I don't know. They just sort of made her vanish. But she only got that job because
Diane
she...
Muldaur.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
She was a friend of... a friend, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, of Gene Roddenberry.
Right.
He was
didn't he put her even
secretly
on the
doing it.
original series even?
She was in the original series twice, I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
she was his
ambassador.
go-to.
Oh, yeah. And she made a comeback. In fact, some of the other stuff, the side projects that Roddenberry did in the 70s, like Earth 2 with the original Dylan Hunt, who was Alex Cord from Airwolf, she was in that too. And a lot of people from Star Trek were in it. I don't know if anybody else saw that.
But then, they got rid of Gates McFadden because they thought she was annoying. They brought whatever Mulder. I don't know what her name is.
Diana Muldaur.
Muldaur, yeah. They brought her to replace her, and then, but then after a year, they called Gates McFadden back, which I'm really happy that they did.
Wasn't
I
it
think-
something to do with one of the producers? They were all.
No.
It was a bit of. Oh,
I thought it was one of the producers just didn't get on with Gates McFadden, so they
Yeah,
got rid
it
of
was
her, and then he was
misogynist and that.
ousted after the end of the second
yeah.
season, and so they brought Gates
didn't-
McFadden back because she wasn't arguing with anyone.
Oh, well, I really would have never gotten rid of her, even if Roddenberry did have a special relationship with Muldaur.
I think
Apparently-
season 3 they started to take Roddenberry off of
Yeah,
Next
they took
Generation.
Berman
They
came
started
in,
other
didn't
They
things
took
to
the
do,
keys
yeah.
off of Grandad, basically.
You can tell when they did, because
Right.
Gene Roddenberry had this whole thing about no one's allowed to have any conflict on the ship, so everybody had to get on in all of the scripts. And as soon as he went away, they started to have inter-ship personal conflict, and it just made everything better.
Into
Really
shit.
It's true. It's true. It does improve. Although people always say, "Oh, the first season is so shit." I don't think it's shit. I actually enjoyed the first season. I understand why it gets better, but I don't hate the first season. Yeah,
A lot of first seasons have to be bad because
Right,
to
right.
get good,
Finding its feet.
they've got to start off shit in places. A series can't just up and run and be all that and a bag of fucking crisps straight off the get go. It's
agree.
like this. Is it Lord of the Rings thing
Rings of
on
Power?
Amazon?
Rings
That's
of
it,
Power
Rings of
became
Power.
more shit.
There was an article going around today, I think it was, that said that it's a $808 million series. That's the biggest flop in TV history, and there's still 3 seasons to go. How can they justify that? Nobody's watching it. They're spending all this money on it. Why waste $808 million on a
Because
series that nobody's
Bezos
watching?
has a big ego. Bezos has a big ego, and he has to show that he wasn't an idiot. And
Well,
he'll,
let's-
Amazon,
sundown.
Amazon has the money to
right,
do it.
and he'll waste all the money in order to save face.
Well, why can't he? Now he owns the rights to Stargate and the Stargate franchise. Why can't he do something with that? Something productive people actually want and crave?
Does
I know it's,
James-
would be
I know
nice.
it's a bit
Too
late in the
simple.
day.
It would be too easy.
I think that SGU needs a final season. Because that amount of time it's been off the air and it was cancelled would make a nice entry point to get back into a season 3, just to give it that wrap. Or at least do a TV movie like they did with Continuum and Arc of Truth, is it?
I'm not an expert in Stargate. I saw that movie with James Spader. I put a little check mark next to Stargate and never watched it again.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame. I mean,
The
I like
series
Space.
was Stargate SG1 was
Yeah.
fantastic.
If you want to learn, I was going to say, if you want to learn about Stargate, there is a fantastic channel. It's Rowan J. Coleman. He's got this sort of like 5-hour video explaining Stargate and how the series went, everything that went on in the background, why changes happened, and it's really in depth. It's really good watch if you actually want to watch anything to do with Stargate.
Yeah, there's Gate World. That's a good channel. I like
Gay
that guy.
World?
Gate World, you nonce. Oh, I think you're becoming quite a bottom-centric, unsavory character, Brown.
Sorry.
Anally aligned.
I think you chew the pillow quite happily for
Okay.
somebody.
Pussy Fanny. So I like that. It's just simple. Does anyone remember that episode of Next Gen where the people on the planet all wore gay white tunics and
I
had
do.
the daft
That was-
rule where they
that was
get killed if they throw a ball over the
Really
fence?
early on.
Was that?
That's where Wesley was on death row, wasn't he? Wesley Crusher on
They
death
should have
row.
killed him.
Yeah.
Kind of a missed opportunity.
Hey, I know this is probably off topic here, but there was a deep sadness for Will Wheaton on the set because certain things were happening to him. I'm not quite sure. Nobody ever elaborated, but it was always suggested somebody might have touched him, if you know what I mean. I understand the cough. I will drop this one. But that's a nice picture of Persephone
Are you
on
suggesting
that
that
avatar.
Biddy was on the set of The Next Generation?
I don't know. But shut up, Wesley. Just take it like a bitch.
But do you
Yeah,
really
it's like-
think that happened? I always thought the opposite. I feel like the second that he left, like they all opened champagne bottles and never wanted to see him again.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was like the preppy little shit nobody wanted or asked for.
I feel like he thought he was more important than he was. I never heard any story like the one you suggested. I just heard that he kind of was full of himself and he left thinking that he's hot shit. And then until
Yeah.
this
Hot
day,
shit.
the only thing he has is that he latches on to the fact that he was on that show, similar to Denise Crosby, who also after a season thought
She
that it was
blew it.
like the worst mistake of her career.
She blew
And
it.
and then
Mm.
for the past I don't know how many years, all she does is talk about how she was on Star Trek.
She
She
He was
came
full of
claims,
back.
something in this
Yeah.
fucking film,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
she claims that her last day on set at Next Gen, Rick Berman came up and basically ripped her comm badge off and half her tit. He just grabbed it. Right, I'll have that. Bye. And apparently it was on his desk. She made a big thing about it on Twitter.
Wow.
That was
He
a,
ripped
that was
he
a
ripped it off her
lie,
tit. What
I'm
did you say?
sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what? Like he tore her shirt, like her shirt
Breast.
was showing her.
Well,
her
he ripped the
Boobies.
comm badge off of her chest. Said, "I'll have that."
He
But
ripped
she
the
claimed,
cum off her chest. That's
Yeah.
quite a serious accusation there.
Denise Crosby's making a comeback. She did. She did make a comeback in yesterday's Enterprise.
Yeah, she came back.
Yeah,
Great episode.
it
She
is.
did. They basically they brought her back in the episode with Spock, and there was one that
Yeah, they did. You're right.
Guinan, whatever they were
The
doing
time- the
something
time
with the
shift one, yeah.
timeline that it's
Welcome
what
to
if she
Talk
never
Everything.
died, and then he's
Well,
living on two different timelines. Something weird with the time that they actually brought her back for one episode.
Timey-wimey shite.
Timey-wimey shite. But the thing
Yeah.
is that I wouldn't have brought her back at all. Like, I feel like if you think that you're too good for this show and you leave, then you're done. But maybe
Pretty
that's just
much.
me.
You never go back. You have to keep going forward.
Hmm.
I think if somebody thinks they're getting too big for what you're doing, you don't need egos because actors they all make out they all get along. But I reckon secretly there's a lot of falling out. There's a lot of tiffs. There's a lot of bitchiness. And it just shows you, like Picard, people only came back for the cash. It was just a retirement fund. I think Patrick Stewart thought, yes, I can get all my friends a bit of pension money. Let's bring back the show. And that was a shit show. Season 1, all over the place, no real
But
fucking story.
he didn't bring his friends back, though. That's the problem.
No,
for
season 1 and 2 were both shit. I
Yeah.
consider them nothing. I consider them non-existent.
Horrendous.
Only the third one would, I will say I know not everybody liked it, and I can't blame people for having criticism, but I thought that one at least had good intentions.
It did. It started off well, but I got suckered in with all the member berries. Terry Matalas did a good job of bringing people like me back in for season 3. And then when
Same.
you're on reflection, you
Yes,
think,
sir.
why the hell did I watch this? This is just bollocks. I mean, going into
there were moments when they're on the Enterprise together on the bridge. Come on, man. There were moments there that you
Come on,
couldn't help
man.
but feel something. It was the closest thing to anything semi-respectful that I've seen in the Kurtzman era since it started, I think.
Because
True.
it had nothing to do with it.
True. I agree with what you're saying there, Price. And I loved the bits where they went to warp speed and it was the proper next gen warp effect. And when they were looking on the view screen, you could see the stars moving past. And instead of that stupid, horrible light tunnel that they seem to have nicked from Star Wars in the newer Trek things. And I thought it was great in places. But
It wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect, but I can
No.
still respect when somebody. The way I saw it, and this is what I thought about Terry Matalas.
Oh, I'm going to shut up. Brian's going to have a bitch fit.
He was given a Mission Impossible. He was given a Mission Impossible situation. He needed
Definitely.
he needed to look at the first 2 seasons and not say that they didn't happen, but at the same time pretend kind of that they didn't happen and do things his way under management that weren't even supportive. So he somehow managed to conjure up something that is a much more fitting sort of send-off or tribute or whatever you want to call it. And was it the main reason why I think it had flaws is because and I think he said it once in one of the streams that he appeared on. is that they really wanted this to be kind of like a streaming show, that every episode teases you into the next one and teases you into the next one. And what I like about Star Trek: The Next Generation is that you don't need any of that. Like there are arcs maybe, but you don't really need them. Each episode is a self-contained thing, whereas here it was this ongoing drama with his son and all this other stuff, and some of it felt a bit fillery there in the middle. But with all of that being said, I can feel when somebody has come in with good intentions to do something that he thinks that fans will enjoy, and even if it's not perfect, I thought that he at least tried his best.
I think if they did the continuance a story arc, which was good because it was progressive, it was all self-contained, and they didn't include any of the episodic elements, but they tried something different. But I don't know. My gripe is I got suckered in by the member berries. That's my whole entire argument.
I think everybody did. I think everybody did.
And I'm going to end it there because Brian's going to have a bitch fit. So I'm going to say, Brian, you bastard, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, sorry, I've just woken up there. I had a wee sleep there.
How dare you?
Do you want to talk about train spotting and Star Wars? Because Star Wars is total bollocks.
No, I'm trying to be a bit old Billy Connolly post illness. I'm trying to be voice of Billy.
We're going to request from Reg. Request for Brian to change the pace. Would like to hear him as Mandela doing the "I love the smell of napalm in the morning" speech from Colonel Kilgore in Apocalypse Now. Then Trevor's Bo Selector.
Apocalypse Now. Then.
Lovely. Oh, I love the smell of queef in the morning.
I love the smell of the napalm in the morning. The smell that the gasoline smells.
Well, that was quite good, actually.
I thought that was the best Christopher Eubank impression I've ever heard. Can you just say in that voice, "I'll box your bloody ears in"? That'd be great.
I'll box your bloody ears in.
There we go, Chris Eubank, everybody.
I will say, Swappers, are coming on for the last bit? Swappers,
Yeah, go on.
Swappers, come on. 5 is doing my tit in.
Right, can I just do for Minum? I'll get that out of the way. The
hold on,
impression.
where are we?
Minum. You've lost it now, haven't you?
Play this one.
Right, you ready? I love smelling napalm in morning. It's proper, Bo, I tell thee. Can I get a rewind? Hey up, Brownie.
Yes.
Can you stroke Kez? She's from Morley.
I am
Go on.
actually.
Go on, stroke her. Go
I'm
on, try.
stroking my.
She don't like you, man. She don't like you. Whoa, go on.
I'm
Go on.
stroking my
Try it
pussy.
again. Go on, try it again. Go on, give her a stroke. Give Kez a stroke. Now, she don't like you. Now, oh dear, I'm just having a piss in my bag. Oh, Bo Selector. Oh.
Price hasn't a clue what you're doing.
Oh, bollocks. Sorry.
Welcome to Alienating the Lads from Across the Pond on the Mr. Brown Lions channel.
Sorry, America. America! Fuck yeah! Here to save the motherfucking day, America! Fuck yeah! I love that.
Section 37 show in January.
Are they actually making it?
Yeah, it's out in
Really?
January. I think it's January. TV movie.
Probably going to be shit.
They've kept that quiet.
Probably because it's going to be shit.
I thought that was like one of the Star Wars things where they announce loads of stuff and then never actually do
No, it's
anything.
been made.
It was
Made
wishful
and
thinking.
Yeah, made and out in, I think it's January,
Oh, what fun!
on Paramount Plus.
Remind me when it's on so I can miss it.
January. Don't turn your TV on in January.
When does Skeleton Crew start?
Oh, next week.
Yep.
Is it? I'm going to have to watch it then, just
I'm
so I
gonna
can
have
get
to
some
watch
action
it.
on the streams.
Right.
Drew Gordon Wrenched, starring Oscar winner Michael Yeoh.
Michelle.
Crotchless Panties Hidden Beaver fame 2000.
Do you know, I know she's old now, but she's still weirdly hot. Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
I think that, like, maybe 30 years ago, I would have agreed more with your sentiment.
Yeah, but I'm old, so to me,
I'm also.
she's fair game.
Ooh, crab paste.
It's not like I'm 20, okay, but I still think
Oh,
that
I get that.
I mean,
how old are you? Are you in your 40s or 50s or?
what do you
60,
think?
aren't you?
What do you think?
I'd
He's
say
above it.
48, but I'm no judge, to be fair.
You know what? You have a pretty good radar. It wasn't 100% accurate, but at least you're in the direction. And I am in my 40s.
7.
Just jump in there, Brown. It's fine by me.
47.
Well, I'm Hawaii now, and I'll be Hawaii +1 in February.
What is that? Oh, you're 50?
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
I don't sound it, though, I don't think.
No.
People think I'm in my 30s. It's great.
Yeah,
Do they?
no, I could see you being, but you thought I sounded like I was in my 40s.
Yeah.
How does a guy in his 40s sound? Like, how would you be able to tell?
By you.
Like you, sir. I'm waiting for
What's
my
my
balls to
tell?
drop.
What's my tell?
I don't know. Just using my intuition, which is probably crap.
That was pretty good.
That
Gut
comment
feeling.
from the man who tapped Big Les Headland.
Huh? I'm missing the joke there. Who's tapped Harvey?
For Trevor's benefit.
Please.
Price, can we relive the story again?
Just really, really quickly.
No.
You shagged Leslie
He's told us
Headland.
a story about 6 times, Brown.
Okay.
Poor guy.
So years ago,
Only
I lived.
6?
Years ago, I lived in the East Village in New York City, and I was studying film, and I was studying even screenwriting and things like that. And there was a local kind of a bar that it had a theme of like old cinema. It looked like a cinema, like you're going in, but it's not a cinema. And they used to show like with a projector on the wall stuff. And in back there was like a secret video rental thing that they did during the daytime. It was like a snob, not snobby, but like whoever thought they were a hipster or whatever was there. And I used to, because it was next to where I live, I used to pretty regularly sit there on the bar and drink. You know, they had reasonably priced whiskey, which I used to drink from time to time. And one
Pricey,
day,
this is a hell of a lead-in for just saying I almost got my fingers sticky from Leslie.
so anyhow, one day I was sitting there having drinks, which I usually did because it was next to where I lived, and some young lady. I was also young. Some young lady sat next to me, and we started talking. And it turned out that she works for Harvey W. and his brother Bob, and she's an assistant of theirs. And we just sat around and had drinks and talked about the business for a few hours. And that young lady was Leslie Headland. And I once on a stream mentioned that such a thing happened to me, and on a stream that 2 people were listening. But one of the people that were listening told everybody else that. And since then, that story has haunted me because people always ask me about it. And it's really silly because it happened a very long time ago.
We've got a new guest. Shall we bring them on?
Sure.
Yeah.
But that was the recap. That's the bottom line.
Timing is everything. It's Big Les Headland.
Nice.
Hello. You all right?
Yes. Hello, gentlemen. How are we this evening? Good to see you all. I've been laughing in the background at Trev's fallen behaviour, but who hasn't?
I'm being quite well behaved tonight because
you haven't said the magic word yet.
I was told off earlier that I wasn't doing enough to get Brown some pot noodles. So if Brown gets some pot noodles in, I may take requests for swear words later.
Ooh. Hey, look who's here. Mog. Hello, Mog. Is it shooting?
And I think that it's actually because of Melvin Deeply that anybody even knows this story, because it was a stream that he was listening, probably alone. He clipped it, and then people kept asking me about it, so I assumed that he had something to do with it.
I thought it was the prof who told me about it. I don't know.
Hard to say where this all came from at this point. But
it's all a blur at this stage.
Once Melvin gets a hold of something, he ain't letting go.
Yeah, right.
Did anybody see Echo Chamberlain's worst top 10?
No. I'll
Mog.
have to check it out.
Mog was the worst character of the year.
And he's been up against some stiff competition.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah. Echo
fucking
Chamberlain's
awful.
channel, everybody. Yeah.
I've just stepped out a little bit. What are we talking about here?
Mog from the
What
Acolyte.
Acolyte?
Oh,
He made John
never
Inman look like
watched it.
Schwarzenegger. Beg your
I
pardon.
haven't watched it, and I'm glad I haven't watched it because it's utter shit. I don't agree with it. Space lesbianisms.
Sadafeet Reg. Mog is in the live action How to Train Your Dragon film. I assume he's not the love interest.
How to waste money. Just enter the competition at starwars.com and give us your worst idea for a Star Wars spin-off. Everything considered. All submissions accepted. I still think that Kessel Run idea would work out quite well. The Smokey and the Bandit themed Kessel Run.
With Burt Reynolds as Han Solo.
Do you know, when they did that in Solo, that was a complete pile of shit. Solo lost money. Fact.
I've only seen it once.
No, once is enough. They could have done so much more with that film, and they just dropped the ball. Big style.
I only saw it once too. I mean, I'll be honest. It's not that it was the worst movie I'd ever seen, because I'd seen The Last Jedi and other crap, so it wasn't as bad. But there was nothing especially good about it either. It was just kind of there.
Yeah, it was just a roller coaster of blandness.
Right. It just felt like a movie that there was no reason to make it, aside from a few people in some executive boardroom thinking that this would be a good idea.
That's
But
98% of everything you see nowadays. There's no
True.
reason for it. It's just unnecessary.
like Gladiator 2. Sorry, Brown.
Did anybody see the
Don't
somebody
start me on Romulus.
Somebody posted on the Twits. It was the 10th anniversary of the Force Awakens trailer.
Yes.
Oh,
And
God.
I watched the trailer, and you know what? I was still excited for it.
I was excited the first time I saw that, and I was
That
so
trailer's
disappointed.
great.
Yeah, the trailer's great, but when I came out of the cinema after watching The Force Awakens, I was like, what the fuck? What did I just see? Why?
I was still under the spell of The Force Awakens. I thought to myself that it had issues, but they were restarting the franchise, and I said to myself, next movie, that's where it really begins. That's what I told myself for 2 years. I kept saying that's the next one. The next one, that's the real Star Wars. And then I went, and then I understood that they're just taking a dump on us.
Yeah, same, exactly the same here. When I saw Rogue One, I left the theatre pumped, absolutely pumped, and I thought, last year it's going to be great.
Do you know, it's weird. It's almost as if Kathleen Kennedy thinks she's got something to prove. It's like, right, we're going to do Star Wars like this. And nobody wants it. So her vision for Star Wars is not compatible with the fan base or the audiences. Everything they've churned out, nobody wanted it. Nobody asked for it. The thing is, if somebody gives you something and you don't like it, you're like, oh, yeah, well, thank you. I really appreciate it, but this isn't what I want. You're a bigot.
Trev,
There's a shutdown to shut you down. You're a bigot. You're a far right. You're this, you're that, you're the other. Just because you don't have to like. Where does it say in the rule book of life that you have to like everything you're given? You don't. And when you say you don't like it, people automatically turn around now and start doing character assassinations on you because they have fallen into this fucking narrative. You must like this. No, I don't. I have a mind. I think for myself. If I don't like something, I will say it. I don't hold back. I've got no filter. And if people don't like my opinion, you don't have to fucking take that either. I don't turn around and say, oh, you're a bigot, you're this, that, and other because you don't agree with me. And I hate how aggressive, if you don't agree with the mainstream, you're automatically a fucking attack from all sides. There's not a sign anywhere that says you've got to like this, Trevor. No, I fucking well haven't.
Tell me this: how do these pricks cope when they go to a restaurant and someone orders something that they don't like?
They have a meltdown. They're all bum sweats. A lot of them.
Kathleen Kennedy, they gave her Star Wars when she was like 60 years old. Now, a woman that didn't have a track record in really heading a franchise like this, a sci-fi franchise, why would you ever give her this thing at 60 years old? 60 years old isn't an age where you start thinking to yourself, okay, now I got to prove myself. I really got to show what my skills are. 60 years old to 70 years old, you're just kind of rehashing and just doing whatever. And I think that first and foremost was always a mistake. And
Do you know what I'd do? If I was in charge of Star Wars and somebody came to me with an idea or a script or anything like that, or I want to be a part of Star Wars, I've got this fantastic idea, what's going to bring the series back, it's going to give it that feel, it's going to be Star Wars everybody loved. I'd go, right, sit down, there you go, there's an exam there, an hour and a half long exam on Star Wars, there you go, let's see how you do. If you pass, you might be in with a chance. Why is it that they just give it to anybody who ticks a box? That's wrong. You need to give it to somebody who understands the franchise, somebody who loves the franchise, somebody who can generate interest and that love we all have for Star Wars. Because it's all, say what you want about it. The original trilogy, somebody has got a special place in their heart for any part of that, apart from the rehashed versions George brought back. But you have to love what you're doing. And it translates. It comes across in the film or the product. You know,
George Lucas's ego is the main problem here, and I hate to say it, but it is the truth. The problem is
hubris, sheer hubris.
He thought to himself that Kathleen Kennedy was content to be that kind of director of operations, if you want to call it. Sorry for lack of another word, but like a bitch that like fights with producers, tells them where to be, where to go. And he thought like she'll be this kind of like bitchy director of operations. I'm going to be the creative guy. And when Disney came along, he kept telling himself, no matter what it says in the contract, based on his conversations with Bob Iger, he's like, they're never going to just dismiss me. I'm George Lucas. And even Bob Iger sort of wink, gave him the feeling, he's like, you're George Lucas. Of course, you'll always be in our thoughts when we do these things. We'll always like value your input. And he really fucking believed it. Sorry. And then what happened is that... it turned out that Iger had other plans, and Kathleen Kennedy, who he thought was like in his crew with Spielberg and loyal and whatever, didn't give a shit about him either. So he ended up with nothing, basically. I mean, with $4 billion, that's not nothing, but without the franchise, they didn't care about his input. And she was never a creative person to begin with. So along with Iger and the whole atmosphere at Disney and in Hollywood, she just filled the void of all the stuff she doesn't know with the stupid identity politics, thinking she'll skate by with all of this nonsense, and it all backfired.
Yeah, she's just basically just playing at being a creative, isn't she? It's like her own little fantasy that she's living out until she's ousted from that place.
You know what it is?
I agree. And final comment I want to say, keep in mind that I haven't looked at her net worth, but I bet you that Kathleen Kennedy has hundreds of millions of dollars in her bank account. And that is dangerous because usually when there's a person that's thinking, okay, I'm not doing a good job here, maybe I bow out now, I find a different job. Maybe somebody in their 20s and their 30s still have something to prove. She doesn't have anything to prove. She has if she doesn't work tomorrow now ever again, she has hundreds of millions of dollars. She's going to still sit there with pina coladas and like, people doing fan and like grapes in her mouth, and she doesn't care. So what does she care about all these what she considers toxic males and all this stuff? It's absolutely a nightmare on so many levels that she's in charge of it. And the fact that Iger didn't have the balls to fire her at any point for whatever reason, that's also embarrassing. But go on.
You've hit the nail right on the head. And another big problem with Star Wars with Kathleen Kennedy, and I can sum this up properly, and it goes like this:
put a tick in it, make it lame and gay.
Swappers. I was just going to say then, it's not about money in the slightest, is it? It's about sending a message. That's all it is. She wants men to be unhappy. I think she just hates men generally.
Well, she's done a good job of that.
Fan base.
Mission accomplished.
The entire franchise now has been geared towards women for the last 10 years, more or less. More and more so as each production goes on.
And how's that working out for them?
Yeah, exactly. Because now they've done that, she thinks there's this mythical female audience out there that's gagging for Star Wars, and none of them care. There's a very small female audience that like it. Yes, there's women out there that do, but nowhere near as many as men, right?
And what about all these? What about all these women with knobs as well? That they're a part of this magical, mythical unicorn fucking audience.
Yeah. They don't want it either, right? So
this program is suited for ladies with knobs.
because of the way
Viewer
she's
discretion is
themed it.
advised.
And all the merchandise
By
now is geared
monetization.
towards women as well. And men are the only ones that buy the merchandise. So they've now
True.
lost out on all this merchandise, which was like the biggest thing that Lucas made money on in the first place back in the 80s and 70s.
Talk about cutting your nose off to spite your face. You alienate your core audience and you expect your product to survive. How fucking retarded is Kathleen Kennedy?
It's really simple. Star Wars was a boy brand. If you think about what Star Wars is famous for,
That
you
girls
got
liked as well.
wizards. Yeah, but girls liked it. But it was wizards, it was space fights, there were lasers, and robots. It's a boy brand. And Disney was a girl brand. They're famous for princesses and castles and cartoons. You can't mix the two together because people don't swap from one side to the other.
Maybe Finn identifies as a Disney princess. You don't know.
Rumor has it they're trying to sweet talk
John Boyega, aren't they?
back. Yeah.
I think a Finn movie might work, but like
He would be a fool to do it.
Helpdesk says, it needs to be male. It needs to be testosterone driven.
When John Boyega popped up in that Force Awakens video
In China.
come on. Yeah. It's a great trailer for the Force Awakens.
Have you
Teaser,
seen the
that was
Chinese
the-
trailer? The Chinese trailer's fantastic.
Just an empty desert.
Empty deserts.
That was actually the teaser trailer. The proper trailer came.
Oh, was it the
following
teaser?
year.
Still a great teaser.
Is he wearing his helmet in the Chinese one?
Ooh, Brown. You've got some pot noodleage going off.
Can you read this? I need to reset my mic.
What,
It's
me?
starting
Yeah,
to-
I'll read it for you. No
it's
problem.
breaking up again. Bear with me then. Oh, sorry, chat moved up.
Joe Eager, $20. Star Wars just needs more adorable child puppets to bring in the absolutely not imaginary modern audiences. There is no modern audience. What you've got your core audience, people like me, people like you, and we sit down with our families and we expect to have that same feeling we had back in the day. That I don't know, you can't buy it. That feeling. That experience, that excitement. You know you're going to get action. You know you're going to get adventure. George Lucas basically copied the cinema he saw on a Saturday morning and transposed that into our generation. And he did a good job of it. I mean, George Lucas is a boring bastard in real life, and his films earlier films are very mediocre. But apart from Star Wars and Indiana Jones, everything else has been a bit meh. But
He's a
he got us
visionary
in.
producer more than anything else.
Yeah, I'd say
remember-
he's better as a producer, but Howard the Duck had no place. Or was it, he did that, didn't he, Howard the Duck? And
Yes,
he
yes, he
proper
did that
ducked it
one.
up. And that's a shame.
I-
And shame
I
on Marvel as well for teasing up a new Howard the Duck and not doing anything with it.
That's true. I remember I heard an interview with ILM, and they were talking about making the special effects for episode 4. And George Lucas just basically showed them, I think it was Dam Busters. And sort of like, I want the X-Wings to move like that, but faster. And so they did it and handed it to him, and they went, no, faster than that.
Well, it's-
And they just kept on doing it and just doing the stuff faster and faster until it was sort of like, yeah, that'll do, but you could do it faster. And that's how we got the X-Wings flying.
I've got that Porkins meme going through my head now. You know where he's got the Coke and the hoagie in his hands?
Yeah.
I love that.
Here you go, folks. By our ad, why Hollywood Studios is obsessed of wanted a modern audiences, but there is no modern audiences.
It's because Hollywood exists in a bubble in California where there is the modern audience. But because it's a bubble, they don't realize that outside that bubble, that group of people doesn't exist.
Hollywood
But
is racist. Hollywood is so racist. You wouldn't believe it. They
Yeah,
are
no, no,
racist.
Yeah, racist. Yeah,
They hate people like us for some reason,
honkies.
and yet we're their core audience. They hate traditional values, and it's all about, I don't know, deviance. It's beyond deviant, Hollywood. If you knew half of the shit what goes off there, I know there's this Diddy thing, but
Why didn't Savile move to Hollywood?
it was too busy. He'd got too much work on in England.
Well, he had to cover the UK, didn't he? There's too many people over there handling things already, so he was one of the.
Oh, the franchise over here.
Have you noticed, though, every 20 or 30 years, they drop the current pimp under the boss. So who's the new pimp? Who's the new Epstein in America? Who's the new Diddy? There are rumours on the internet.
No, there isn't. Not me.
Oh, no. About who's the new daddy in America in that particular department. But it's a hard knock life, if you know what I mean.
Moving swiftly on.
I don't like dropping hints. I might disappear. Yeah, wrenched. Greg Wallace, allegedly. So I don't watch mainstream TV, so I've heard rumblings and rumours about this Greg Wallace business. Can somebody explain to me or give me the gist of the jism, please?
He's
What's he
apparently
done?
been pulled up for some
Allegedly.
comment. Well, apparently he has been pulled up.
Well, Rod
as
Stewart's
allegedly,
got
as you
beef
say,
with him.
Oh, George.
for several comments over the years that have made ladies uncomfortable. The kind of stuff that probably Trev says down the pub on a Friday night. The trouble is he's done it at his place of employment. And Rod Stewart, of all people, get
Yeah, he's had a
absolutely
dig
hammered
about his
into him. Did you
wife,
see that?
hasn't he?
Yeah, fucking hell, he's been waiting for that one for a while.
I don't know. I think he's very overrated. Outside of MasterChef, who is he?
I was going to say, allegedly, there are also rumours of saying inappropriate things to someone who is underage. So we'll see how that one pans out.
Like sex pudding.
Don't know. That's not written down, but it's
Nice talk, love.
Someone underage.
How many double entendres can you get into a cookery
Do
show?
you want me to give you one?
Loads.
Soggy bottom.
What do you mean by you want to give me one? Can you elaborate on that? 'Cause I'm quite worried now.
That was a double entendre. Do you want me to give you one?
I think I need a safe space, Brown. You've made my willy feel funny. You've touched my no square.
You want
Can
to
I
be in
just
a safe space, yeah?
Yes, please.
There he goes.
for
Right.
that.
For the people in chat,
Dirty
there are people saying, who is Greg Wallace? If you've ever seen MasterChef Synesthesia, the buttery biscuit base video, that's Greg Wallace. I like the base, buttery biscuit base. And if you haven't seen it, look it up because it's brilliant. It's a great video.
It's no longer buttery; it's buggery now.
Welcome to the BBC Bastards Buggering Children. And now on ITV with scenes of a sexual nature, here's Emmerdale. I've always wanted to do that.
What, demonetize the stream?
I know lots of continuity announcers, but it's a very close circle. It's very hard to get into.
It's very hard to get into.
Yeah. It's a very special clique. And that guy on the BBC, the last time I watched it, he does my head in. Now we're on BBC One. It's time for Bucket Hunt. Well, you can't fucking hear him. What's he saying?
I remember there was some, it worked better on the radio, but you'd have a show and at the end they'd have a fake continuity announcer doing things like, and we apologize, the next continuity announcer is actually the start of the next show. And so everything he says is going to be a lie. And then they'd go to the actual continuity announcer. So people would just end up getting quite confused about what was happening. It was very funny.
It's a comedy show.
It just depends if it works, if it's timed well and it actually pays off. The best continuity announcer I ever heard was in The Young Ones. And don't forget to turn off your TV. Why? Because it'll blow up, you stupid boy. Being
spotty.
No, best continuity announcer was Brian Perkins on Radio 4.
Oh, I'm not cultured enough for Radio 4. I'm sorry.
He had the perfect continuity voice. It was like, good evening, I'm Brian Perkins.
You'll have to forgive me. I grew up in a pit village.
Next on Radio 4, I say it's the Archers, so it will be. He was literally sounded like that.
Nice.
Good question. When was the last time you watched the Oscars?
Oh no, screw that. Unless
Was that the
Gervais,
one-
unless
remember.
Ricky Gervais
I think
does
was
it.
the last time. And even then, it was only highlights. I never actually watched the Oscars themselves.
I only tuned in after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, so I just looked.
Was that
at
the Oscars?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a totally staged thing. That was bullshit.
No, I actually think that he really slapped him.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, I think
reckon
that he
his wife-
did because there's
Yeah.
really no reason if you're Will Smith and you do that, the amount of damage that it did to his career and like to his income. I mean, not that he was poor, but you just have to be an idiot. I absolutely believe that Chris Rock thought that the guy was doing like a gag, and I think that Will Smith's wife looked at him and kind of expected him to do that stupid thing.
And he was laughing.
But he was laughing at first. I'm going to say this, and this is just my personal opinion. I've always thought that his wife is like a liability. I also,
She was shit in Matrix.
that too. But I mean, even back in the day when they're like, "This is Will Smith," and I'm like, "Okay, who's his wife?" And then like I looked at her, I'm like, "That's his wife." And I can say something controversial, but I don't. Only if
Go
you
for it.
guys.
We've got nothing to lose.
Okay, so basically what happened was that, and this is just my opinion, I want to do a disclaimer, this is the way I understand it, and if I'm wrong, then I sincerely, I don't want to say apologize, but you know what I'm trying to say. In any case, what happened was that Jada Pinkett Smith used to be Tupac's girlfriend.
True.
And Will Smith at the time, people were like, he's kind of too vanilla in his rap, and he's kind of on a comedy show, and he's not hard enough, you know what I mean? He's not like, he's not urban enough or whatever you want to call it. So what he did is that he thought to himself, oh, if I had a girl like Jada Pinkett Smith who has been with Tupac for a while, people will be like, oh, you're like Tupac. But the thing is that if you want to do that, I don't think that that's the way to go about it. And in any case, like Tupac ended up, dying. So I don't even think it worked out so well for Tupac himself. And Will Smith, for him, it was like his street cred. He's with Jada Pinkett Smith. And in my opinion, that has never worked out well for him. I have never, I've never had this kind of fond feeling towards her. I've always felt anytime that I've seen her, I don't really like her acting. When it comes to her appearance, it's not really my thing. And her overall vibe is just usually crappy. So none of this would surprise me. I think, and this is just my opinion, and at the Oscars, maybe she whispered to Will Smith that if Tupac was here and somebody made a joke about her, he'd handle his business.
Damn.
And maybe that's probably what she's been saying to him for like 20 years. Probably every morning she's like, if Tupac was here, he'd do things differently.
I'm perplexed about the stories about Will Smith's former assistant, who said he walked in on Will Smith being bent over a sofa and somebody pounding him hard. Allegedly. Yeah.
There have been rumors about that over the years, and I've heard them for many years. I've done stuff that's sort of adjacent to the entertainment industry. I'm not considered some titan within the industry, but even I can remember a situation many years ago that somebody said to me that they knew. And again, this is all alleged, but they made it seem like they knew something, and they were saying that at minimum there's sort of a two-way situation there, like a bi situation, but like open relationship with bi things. But again, this is what somebody said to me. I don't know if it's true or not. I can only say what somebody said, and it's all very, very alleged, and I have no idea.
50 Shades of Price.
Yeah, Hollywood's fucked up beyond belief. I'd hate to be in that sphere.
Did you like my
Tupac
Tupac
theory?
theory?
Lucas wanted to keep Star Wars away from Hollywood because he knew how corrupt it was.
Did you like my Tupac theory, though?
Yeah, very much so. And it's got some credence to it, I think.
Chris Rock was the only professional that night.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have liked to have seen Chris Rock just knock him the fuck out. That'd have been ace.
I think that would have been difficult. Chris Rock looks like he can, lift like 2 pounds. Will Smith, say what you want, but looks like he goes to the gym for those movies of his.
Yeah.
Well, he likes to be among men who are sweaty and muscled.
Allegedly, we don't know that. We don't know that.
There's a lot of secrets in Hollywood, and people don't believe them half the time.
True, but you never know. Sometimes rumors are just created, and you don't know if they're true or not. So I try not to just jump to conclusions. But to be fair, there have been those rumors. I'm not saying that I didn't hear them.
Yeah. Thing is, though, they can make out rumors like that are true to purposely spin it around. There's a lot of spin in Hollywood.
They control the press. They just make you believe whatever they say.
Well,
It
it's
could
all
also
fictional.
be jealousy. It could also be jealousy. A guy is making $20 million a movie. He's booking more and more gigs. Somebody says, "Hey, you know what? You know what I heard about him?" And it's kind of like that story with Richard Gere and the gerbil, which I've heard so many stories about how that one started. And there's one that I always hear
Go
over
on,
and
then.
over again, and I always wonder, do you know which one that I usually hear?
Is it the one about Sly? Sly started it for a laugh.
That Stallone and Gere were making a movie together, and Gere was eating a sandwich in a very rude way and was like spilling sauce on Stallone's jeans. And apparently that's the urban myth. Like Stallone is the one that started spreading the rumor.
I hope that's true, man. I really hope that's true.
I need to Google something now because I'm quite curious. What's it called when people shove hamsters up their arses?
It's like a Richard Gere. I don't know.
Gerbling, apparently.
It's called demonetization.
Gerbling. Gerbling, also known as gerbil stuffing or gerbil shooting. Oh, there we go. Why would somebody?
I can imagine.
Why would a human individual want to shove a rodent up the back doors? What fucking purpose is that?
Surely it would bite. That would just be deeply unpleasant. I mean, literally deeply.
It's like nails and stuff, and it'd be scratching through your turds. What the fuck?
It makes no sense. It makes no sense that anybody would do that.
I'm all on having a shit. A shit is a painful experience for me. So having a reverse shit or a gerbil up your ass, what is the fucking point? Please, somebody explain it to me. I am
You have to be sick.
Jeffrey Spinner knows far too much about this lewd practice. God almighty.
I'm not.
No, don't bring that up. No. Don't bring that up.
You might as well just shove a cheese grater up your ass.
How do you get it out? I mean,
the cheese grater.
No. I mean, do you wait for it to die and then find a way to sort of like do you pull it by the tail, or just keep it alive and then just?
Wouldn't you try and shit it out?
Well, the cheese
that seems to be the only logical course.
Here you go. Look, question by Narad. All right, Mr. Brown Lance. That's me. Who actors or actresses blacklisted in Hollywood?
Sean William Scott. He's blacklisted.
Kilmer was blacklisted for a long time. A long time. Killed his career after a few.
Sean William Scott isn't much of an actor, though, so I wouldn't know if it's him being blackballed or they just don't want him in a movie.
I don't know. I just don't know, but he's only been in some indie films. That's it. That's all he seems to be doing now. I mean, Goon series was his last big things, and they were just small budgets. I mean, he was sniffing around Alison Pill in those movies, for fuck's sake.
Alison Pill looks weird.
Yeah, and she's not like weird hot either.
No, I mean, not weird hot. Like, you don't exactly, I know this is going to sound rude and I'm very sorry. You don't exactly know where she's looking.
Do you know what it is, don't you? Right? You know in South Park when the Canadian, hello, buddy, let's do this. Let's go about town and do craft dinner. She's very much South Park Canadian. That's why she looks weird.
I'm not your buddy, pal.
We're gay, Terrence, are we? Yes. I love the bit. I know this is really, really sick, but I shouldn't say it. I love the bit in South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, because, I hate you, Terrence Phillip. I hope you get cancer. Cancer? Yes, head cancer. Head cancer? It just fucking tickles me. I know it's wrong.
I seem to think, I always thought that was not in the Longer Uncut, but in the episode of Terrence and Phillip from one of the first seasons. And there's a character called Scott, and Scott is their enemy, and he's telling them that he wants them to get head cancer, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about, Scott. I hate you, Terrence Phillip.
He's not in the Longer and Uncut movie. He's at the same time that movie came out, maybe a year earlier. There was an episode dedicated.
Right, that episode. I know that episode. It was an April Fool's that they made because it was the Cartman Who's Your Mother arc.
Who's Your Mother? Where they did a cliffhanger where they have a million people that could be their father, and then they did.
That's right, and they did the Terrence and Phillip episode rather than actually go on to do it. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I got it wrong. I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm surprised that I actually knew what you were talking about, but yeah.
Relax, Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, Saddam Hussein invaded Canada.
Right.
You like that, don't you, bitch?
That is one crazy movie.
And then Chris and Saddam storyline. That was weird.
but at the same time, kind of brilliant. By the way, Sean William Scott. Here's my theory. Sometimes in Hollywood, and this I also give credit to, my friend Tom that says this stuff to me sometimes. Sometimes Hollywood, they take an actor and they want to make him a thing. They say, okay, this actor, this is a guy we're really lobbying for him now. He starts getting cast in a lot of things, and they're really like building on this one actor that they all think is going to be some big star. And then a few movies come out here, a few movies come out there, and it turns out that he's not as big a star as they thought, and he's not
Pedro
as bankable,
Pascal.
and it's not that great. And then you see him playing like some D movie with Alison Pill.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think that
weird.
could have happened. That could have happened to Sean William Scott. Because really, was there anything that he did that was extraordinary? Did you ever see Sean William Scott and think, "Wow, Sean William Scott"?
Was he in
Stifler?
But there's actors like that in every generation. We're currently going through Pedro Pascal and Florence Pugh. They're both in that trying to be pushed into everything, and it's
but he's
working.
like dog shit. He's everywhere, but he's just nobody wants it.
As opposed to Sean William Scott, Pedro Pascal has gotten so many gigs that he can just retire now because they gave him so many. It's insane what's happening with Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, but he's drank the Kool-Aid, hasn't he? He's pushing all this narrative. He's pushing all this narrative bullshit.
Zendaya,
right. He prepared the Kool-Aid for everybody. He's the one that makes
pretty much. And then he chucked Gina Carano under the bus and made it public.
Totally.
What a lowlife. He's a scumbag.
I tend
he does have
my opinion, but I tend to agree.
Zendaya.
Pedro Pascal does have an emotional support hottie, though. That's the only thing.
Who's that?
He needs someone to cuddle him all the time and hold his hand.
Has he got a professional spoon who spoonages him?
He once said recently to some newspaper, I don't know what, that he always has to touch the women next to him because he has anxiety, and the only way he can overcome it is if he put his hands on other women.
Dirty bastard.
Don't feel nervous now, me stiffies up.
There's nothing like masking your perviness and saying it's a mental health issue.
Yeah.
That is just fucking low. What a prick.
He's
a prick from Peru. Bit like Paddington, but with a beard. Is he from Peru?
No. Binary Rad at Mr. Brown Lions, Hollywood.
I killed it.
Have been pushing for Pedro Pascal and Rachel
Ziegler.
They've stopped on Rachel Ziegler because she's
been dropped like a hot potato now, hasn't she?
Is she out then, do you think?
She's done.
She did, what was it, West Side Story, that didn't go very well. Snow White has had quite a lot of controversy, and now she's in that animated movie about monsters getting a divorce.
No, there's also that Y2K movie, which I hope is going to do poorly at the box office, because I know this is a bad thing. It's not that I wish negativity upon people, but if all of her projects failed and then they wouldn't cast her anymore, I feel like that would make the world a better place.
Yes.
Here you go, folks. Sword in the Storm, Wrenched. I have major anxiety, but I don't go around touching people.
And if you did, you'd be arrested. Yeah.
Can you imagine that on set? Pedro Pascal goes up to his co-star and he's like fucking giving her like a nipple twiddle. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm anxious.
What about like a finger blast?
No fingers of fudges, and there's none of that. But, just going up and fondling some bird's tits. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to do this to cope. I'm anxious. What are you anxious about? Not feeling your tits. What a bullshit excuse.
Can you imagine if you'd done something
allegedly, folks?
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Like Star Trek Next Generation, sort of like, Marina Sirtis, do you mind? I need to hold on to you in your catsuit because I'm anxious.
Oh, I don't know. She's not my cup of tea.
There you go.
Ooh,
she was a bad fit for Star Trek, rather.
Star Wars. She was a bad fit for Star Wars.
And Stargate.
Z3PO, Wrench, Bloodspot. John Barrowman was cancelled for getting his knob out, wasn't he? Yeah.
Well, and he holds a goal in his book, really, isn't it? I know he's gay, but apparently he'd stick his dick in Swiss cheese if he got half a chance. He's perma-horny all the time.
Shag the hair on the barber's floor, Trevor.
He should have said he had anxiety. If he only had the wisdom that Pedro Pascal has.
Anxiety and gay.
There's nothing like doing it in front of everybody's face. That is some fucking barefoot. That he's got bollocks. He's got some right cojones on him. That takes proper balls to do that. Hello, I'm Pedro Pascal. Yes, I am. I have got my finger inserted into your wife's anus right now. It's because I'm a bit worried about my gas bill.
Actually, this reminds me of, it was a sketch. Did you ever see Brass Eye?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an episode where they talked about a US senator, and he said he had a medical condition called prostaditwix congena, where it forced him to randomly start jerking off over people.
Yeah.
What?
Reproductive mucus.
Yeah, I accidentally spilled it as a way to release the pressure, so it didn't affect me. It's so ridiculous, and it's actually it's almost real now, and that's just disturbing.
Mm.
Yeah, but just doing it in front of everybody's face and getting away with it.
Is that
That just shows you the state of humanity.
If you haven't seen Brass Eye, you really do have to find it. It's
Oh, what's his name? Morris.
Topical
Something
news.
Morris.
Chris Morris.
That's
He got fired from Radio 4 for having a can of helium and attempting to do a political interview. And the voices were just slowly increasing. He got fired from the BBC for putting makeup on disaster victims before filming them. And then he went off to actually write satire, and it did really well on radio, and then he did television. Was it On the Hour, Day to Day, Brass Eye, Jam? And he worked with Armando Iannucci. Loads of sort of like proper satirical comedy from the late 90s is, down to that whole group.
If you go back and watch some of those things, especially on some of the edgier subjects he brought up, he was telling a lot of truths in between his satire.
The Brass Eye paedophile special. It was.
I didn't want to go down that route and say what it was, but
it's all right, mate. You demonetise the stream at that moment. Cheers, pal.
Oh, it weren't me. I didn't fuck it up. You might still be in pot noodle territory.
All these buzzwords.
Can you just spare £2 a month to get Mr. Brown a pot noodle?
Did you watch Four Lions?
No.
Love that film. You haven't seen Four Lions?
Very
It's
good.
fucking hilarious.
Is that the one with Ice Cube?
No, it's the Chris.
That's Three Kings, the one with Ice Cube.
It's the Chris Morris movie about the wannabe ISIS lads.
No, I missed that one.
Mate, it's fucking hilarious. It's unique.
Yes, they put the as the announcer said before, I watched it on Channel 4 a few years back. They put the fun in fundamentalism.
The opening scene had me literally on the floor. It was so funny. It's just
Is it good?
The guy who did Phone Jacker, he's in it at the very start, and he's there. And they're making like one of these kind of
Van Novak.
Yep, the kind of Bin Laden type video.
Terry Tibbs, talk to me, Brian. Brian, I'm Terry Tibbs. Talk to me. Cut me a deal. Come on, make it tasty, make it quick. Talk to me, Brian.
It's a fridge freezer.
Hello, thank you for calling. I am Prince Albert. Oh, sorry, I'm heading into your territory there.
Side of Feet Legend Wrenched. Four Lions is funny and depressing.
But it's so fucking
Well,
good.
isn't that the point of satire sometimes?
The opening line of that film is, I hope you unbelieving fat bastards. Just fucking...
Oh, so it's right down my alley, then. It's targeted right for me.
Trev, it's one of these films that you'll watch and you will not stop talking about it for the next 6 years.
Oh, is it on the high seas by any chance?
Fucking love it.
What's it called again?
Four
Price.
Four Lines, like...
Have you seen it, Price? Four Lions?
No, I can't say that I have.
I think you need to watch it, mate.
I wonder how much of the humour will be transferable across the other side of the pond. It was made at a time when the old, I don't want to say the word, the T word, but the paranoia level was really quite high.
Yeah. I think
What the hell?
I'm just reading the plot for it on Wikipedia. It looks ridiculous. They want to blow up a Boots because it sells contraceptives. So, well,
Nice.
Fair enough.
They want to. I can't. There's so many things I want to tell you about it, but I can't say the words because they're buzzwords and I'll get fucked. So just highly recommend.
Isn't it funny how we have to pussyfoot around censorship?
Yeah.
On an open discussion. How that is shit.
Well, you do
Shame
your
on
best.
you, pube.
By now, Rad. By way. Byway, which your favourite Christmas movies are you guys good to watch next month?
Die Hard,
Christmas.
but not Prometheus, because that's technically a Christmas movie too. Fuck Prometheus. Fuck Ridley Scott.
Yep.
Fuck, you know, he wants fucking up the arse by that horse that did Mr. Hands.
Oh my god.
Did anybody ever see that video in the early days of the internet?
Was
That is fucking.
Oh.
That is just wrong.
the horse?
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
it
God's sake.
ripped it.
Gremlins.
It ripped his colon.
4 stars.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
No,
Rubber
fuck that.
Dinghy Rapids Bro.
Oh,
Never
fuck.
heard of that one.
Rubber Dinghy
Well,
Rapids, bro.
see,
It's
I
from
remember that
4
one.
lines. Yeah, 4 lines.
Gremlins.
that.
Christmas movies.
Better watch 4 lines of the new Blitz.
World War II show.
Blackout, it should be called.
There's a lot of discussions on Facebook and stuff about films that people think aren't Christmas films, but they are.
Lethal Weapon.
Isn't there a Christmas tree in Rambo?
Yes, there is.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's a
Ra-
Christmas
First
movie.
Blood.
You're absolutely
So
right.
Rambo's a Christmas movie, yeah. Frozen is not a Christmas movie. It's set during the summer.
I wouldn't know. I've never
Gremlins,
seen it.
that's a Christmas movie. It's a very
Gremlins
good
is
one.
Christmas, yeah.
Gremlins is Christmas, yeah.
Gremlins is brilliant. You know, you never see it on TV. I wonder why.
I saw it for the first
Bill
time
Murray.
in years and years and years last Christmas, and it was fucking great. It really was.
And
They
then
probably
did
don't put
Gremlins
it on
2.
TV for some reasons of they probably think there's something that somebody says or does there that they probably consider inappropriate.
there you
Although
go.
I
I
don't know
love
what it
it
There-
when
there is a
the,
little bit-
the old woman in the Stanner stairlift and the gremlin fucks
Yeah.
about. She goes flying through the window at the top of the stairs.
If I
It's just
may.
awesome.
If I may.
Classic.
It's a good advert, isn't it? This is actor Bert Newsom in our brand new Gremlins Turbo Boost Stanner stairlift. Pew! Straight out the window. He's on next door shed.
It'll get you to heaven faster than anything else.
Did you know Bert Newsom actor was actually in an episode or 2 of Doctor Who?
No.
I think everyone's been in Doctor Who by this point.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
Mr.
go on,
Boone.
Brown.
No.
No.
yeah, I can hear
no.
you.
Can't hear a
Feltz
fucking thing.
5. Feltz 5. Can you put the link if it's on YouTube?
Excellent.
It's available to download from a certain high seas provider.
Oh,
Yar.
is it? It's not free on YouTube though, is it?
Probably not. But it doesn't say what quality.
If it's
actually
free,
does.
Feltz, bang it in there.
Apparently, if anybody's interested, you can get it in 1080p Blu-ray format to download.
Oh, good.
Lovely.
Oh,
Nice.
Benedict Cumberbatch is in it.
Back. Is he?
Who are you taking the piss out of, you bell end?
Yow.
Fuck you, knob. You pot noodle bastard. Desperate for a pot noodle, Mr. Brown will dance for a pot noodle. Come on, monkey. Dance and I'll give you 2
Are there
for a
any
pot
more
noodle.
Christmas movies? Oh, here we go. Love Actually.
Oh, fuck that.
I hated that. Oh,
Gremlins was on TV last Christmas. God, it's been a while. Look, here you
I'd
go.
sooner-
Is this true then? Look, there you go. 4 lines.
Fucking great.
You know, when it comes to Love Actually,
Welcome,
I think
just
I'd sooner have
talking
an
over
endoscope up
everybody.
my arse.
Brian?
Yes. For Christmas films, I've an interesting one from. He says, "A bridge on the River Kwai." That's a strange, not very Christmassy, but we'll take it. My personal favourites are. I try and watch them every year. Bad Santa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love
I've
that
not
film.
seen that. Is it good? Is it worth watching?
Fucking
it's
brilliant.
great.
Billy
Yeah.
Bob Thornton. It's amazing.
Wow.
National Lampoon's
Lampoons. Yeah.
Christmas Vacation. Soft Touch, the family
Trading
one.
Places.
I
Yeah,
love
Trading
that
Places.
film.
That's a good one. And do you know what I like watching at Christmas? It's not a Christmas movie at all, but you know, because there's fuck all on, and you take a punt on a random film you've not watched in ages. I normally watch Outland.
Oh,
Great movie.
We covered that a couple of years ago. Yeah.
yeah, we did.
And apparently that's set in the same universe as Alien.
So I've
Oh,
heard.
we've set him off now, for fuck's sake.
Oh, fuck you, you knob. Oh,
Planes,
you know,
planes,
you're proper
trains, and
knobbing me off
automobiles.
tonight, Brown.
Welcome to just talking over Trevor.
I won't fetch me fucking films, this you bastards.
I tell you what, Brown, I'll meet you in fucking park after school. Next to Slide. I'll knock your fucking head off.
Is The Thing a Christmas movie? No.
Well, yeah, like he says, plenty of snow.
Tom Wrench, Bad Santa is GR8.
It is. Yeah,
It is. It's not bad.
What is the movie where Santa goes mad and starts killing people because he's been kept under a 1,000-year curse that's run out?
Oh.
It's
What was
something
that?
really peculiar like that.
Violent Night one. What was that?
Violent Night is on my
Violent Night.
on my
That
list.
might be the one
It's
I'm
not
thinking
the- It's not been kept under 1,000 years though. It's different.
What video
like
shops did you lot go in?
No, right. Okay,
Dirty
Santa,
ones.
Santa Claus used to kill loads of people, but he got caught by angels or something and was kept under a curse for 1,000 years. So he had to give out presents to people, but now it's run out. So when Santa turns up, he just starts decimating people, just murdering everyone.
That sounds more like Krampus or something.
Oh, Feltz 5 is making me snot.
Feltz 5, Wrench.
Can I read this one? Well, let me
going
read this
to.
one.
You just-
Feltz 5 Wrench, because I talked all over you. Bad Santa is great. Taking fat birds up the shitter. That is immense.
Oh my God.
And there's a scene where there's a lass dressed up. She's like probably his assistant, and she's in a costume, and she's in a cupboard with him, and she's going, "Fuck me, Santa! Fuck me, Santa!" That is an amazing scene.
Price, have you seen Bad Santa?
Bad Santa, yes, I've seen that one. That's the one with Billy Bob Thornton or something?
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen it.
Billy Bob. And that kid.
Yeah, he's weird. He reminds me of a fucking pack of butter. It just looks like a lump of butter, doesn't he? With his blonde curly hair. He's like the epitome of hairy asshole German. He looks a German kid, but he's not. You kind of feel sorry for him. He's a sad tosser, but you kind of feel sorry for him in a weird way.
He just wanted presents, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
his
told
parents
several
are bad.
times, and I still haven't seen it yet. And I don't know if anyone here has heard of it, but there's a movie called Rare Exports that's supposed to be great.
Never heard of it. What's that
Yeah.
about then, young man?
That's a Christmas movie, yeah. I don't know an awful lot about it, but I got told to watch it, and as an alternative to all the other stuff we get force fed by the TV every year.
Rare Exports.
Tom's put a comment in
Exports.
the chat. If you put that one up, he says Tom Wrenched. It's a Finnish film, Rare Exports. Unlike Adrian Mole, because he had Norwegian leather exports, didn't he? Do you remember that?
No.
That was his wank chart. He had a wank chart, didn't he?
I remember now.
Yeah, Norwegian leather exports.
Yes. Hilarious.
Oh,
Drew
fuck
Gordon in the chat there makes
Drew?
a point of Scrooge with Alistair Sim, best
on.
Christmas
Oh,
movie.
God.
How far?
Just a couple of lines up above
There you go.
Goodfellas and above Slay Santa. Yeah, but with remember his friend is played by Alec
God, no,
Guinness
not Alistair Sim.
with the
I
big
can't
chain
bear
on.
that guy. I can't bear that guy for the simple fact, when an inspector calls, I fucking hate that.
Goodfellas isn't a Christmas movie, is it?
I don't know.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know if it qualifies as a Christmas movie, really.
Oh, Batman Returns. That's Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, that's sort of
Yes,
Christmas.
yes, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't see
I can
these.
hear.
Yes.
I don't see these as Christmas movies. I know I'm going to annoy people.
They're
by saying that,
set at
but they're
Christmas.
set at Christmas, but they're not. It's a Christmas movie should be making you feel nice and Christmassy and all
Okay,
go
Rare
inside,
Exports, trailer,
etc.
everybody. Rare Exports.
Bill Murray, Scrooged, very good.
Scrooged, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I'm just reading the summary for Rare Exports now. It says, in the depths of the Korvatunturi Mountains, 486 meters deep, lies the closest ever guarded secret of Christmas. The time has come to dig it up. This Christmas, everyone will believe in Santa Claus. On Christmas Eve in Finland, Santa Claus is unearthed in an archaeological dig. Soon after, children start disappearing. Now then,
Jesus.
What?
Even
Now
Santa
then.
Claus now is on the
leaving the
register.
boy and his father to capture Santa, and with the help of fellow hunters, they look to sell him back to the corporation that sponsored the dig. Fucking hell, this is
I'll
bizarre.
talk about that then. Oh,
I want to see
Santa
this.
Claus.
Amazing.
Yo, tree.
now then. Gary Glitter is ordering from the Chinese down the road, and he's having Porkum Young. Anybody else fancy it?
Oh, a little bit of cream of some young guy on the side.
Oh dear.
I'm having prawn balls. Lovely. My friend Andrew traced down where they reburied Jimmy Savile, and he
No.
alleges that he's pissed on his grave.
Oh my god!
Really?
I commend that chap.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Semitic warden.
Oh, dear.
Lovely. I hope he's getting that pineapple like little Nicky. I've got a letter from Adam Sandler. Dear Jimmy, when you die, you dirty bastard, can we shove pineapples up your ass sideways on an hourly basis? Lovely. Yours truly, Adam Sandler, age 9.5 from New York. Lovely. You sound about right to me. You can come and sit in Jimmy's magic chair. Lovely.
In the chat there, if you don't mind, Brown, he says
No.
that he's asking the question: reburied of Savile? Yes,
Yep.
indeed.
Yeah.
He's in the same graveyard.
Used to be.
And they took him away in the middle of the night. The same gentleman who spent months putting his headstone together disassembled it. A rapid, scheduled disassembly in the middle of the night with a set
He still
of
got paid for it.
sledgehammers. Yeah.
He got paid for
Yeah.
it. He took the cash.
Scarborough is he still buried in Scarborough? Though?
He is. He's in the same graveyard. They've just
Well,
moved
they've
him
moved him.
elsewhere. Unmarked grave. So
Couldn't have
there's-
happened to a nicer fella.
Yeah, well.
You just go around and desecrate all the unmarked graves then.
This is why I've got such a huge problem with Hollywood entertainment and the whole facade. It's just there's so many of those wrong-uns about, and I fucking despise those kind of people. They, if there's one thing that really, really boils my piss, and it's people like that, and they all need fucking punishing, because a human being what could do that to another human being, they've got no fucking soul. They don't deserve to be alive either. Fucking oxygen privileges completely revoked. Dirty fucking scumbag bastards.
All back.
No, I'm not. I fucking that. You don't ruin a child's innocence.
No.
Under no circumstances whatsoever.
No.
I agree.
Anybody like that deserves turbo AIDS. You know, like the guy. You know the guy in Indiana Jones 2. You know, no, not Indiana Jones 2.
The 1-3 that he drinks from the wrong.
That's it. That Donovan
cup,
guy.
and then,
He
like,
chose
the-
poorly.
Yeah.
They need to be just fucking instantaneously decomposed on the spot, turned to dust.
I don't know what it
existed.
says about me that you said like half a sentence and I already knew what you meant.
Yeah. I think
It has to be the third one and drinking from the grail.
he chose poorly. That's the one. Oh, dude, can we not? Can you stop
We're finishing.
fucking baiting me with Jimmy Savile and
You
shit?
baited yourself.
No, you're going. Go on, do the Jimmy Savile thing.
Go on.
But really, nothing ever happened to him. He got away scot-free.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as we know,
he did
there's still
everything he
people
felt
involved.
like doing, and nobody ever said anything to him. He passed away. And...
because he died, he was chucked under the bus publicly to take the heat away from the rest of them and whoever is the new pimp. Whenever one of these fuckers gets outed, there's always somebody there in the shadows waiting to take over, and it's business as normal.
This is just my opinion, but even with somebody like Harvey W., you know, I understand that he probably did bad things. I assume that that's all true.
Probably. Fucking probably.
But what I'm trying to say is that to suggest that he's the only one in Hollywood, because basically they said, oh, bad things are happening in Hollywood, and then somebody rolled him out and said it's this guy. It's like, yeah, that's the one guy. That's the one guy that did all
You
this.
think he's the fall guy, Pricey?
Yeah, he got sort of put up for accusations, didn't he? And then everyone else.
Right?
Kind of...
No, I'm not saying. I'm not suggesting. I'm not suggesting that he was great or did any, innocent or anything. I'm just saying that I find it difficult to believe that somehow he was the only guy. It also felt that way like with Wall Street when they had Madoff. Like the whole thing is like melting down. All these companies are collapsing and they're like, who did this? And then they're like, they roll him out and they're like, look at this guy, it's Madoff. Now, I'm not saying probably that Madoff guy did something bad, but notice how nobody ever said anything about anybody else. It kind of felt like that way with Hollywood too.
Yeah.
Do you know that I'm just so beyond disgusted.
Wrenched. Price would know with the Headland connections.
Fucking hell.
And on that bombshell, we're done.
We going away.
Can't we go for 3 hours?
Oh, we just
started.
Yeah, I
started.
want to go
Go
3
the
hours.
distance. Go the distance,
go on,
Brown.
Brown.
Ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen, Brown is gonna go the distance. 3 hours.
You know it makes sense, bro. Go on.
Well, I'm not going to say anything then, so carry on.
Yeah.
I've just discovered that Edward Scissorhands is a Christmas movie.
No.
Really?
Bollocks.
It is.
No,
So
it
Eyes
isn't.
Wide Shut, of all things.
Oh,
Eyes Wide Shut, yeah.
no, not having it. No,
Yeah.
sorry, not having it.
In Bruges.
Hearts get beaten Bruges last night. But,
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, fuck
That's
that
said at
movie.
Christmas.
Fuck that movie right in its arse. It's
Die
shite.
Hard 2.
Yeah?
Yeah, right.
Die Hard
Yeah.
2, yep. Die Hard 2 was.
Mr. and Mrs.
That is a
Smith.
great movie. Very underrated as
I
well.
like Die Hard 2.
Which one? What are we talking about?
Die Hard
Die
2.
Hard 2 being a Christmas movie.
Oh,
Was
I
it
like
Die
Die
Hard
Hard
11?
2. I know some people don't like that movie. I like Die Hard 1. I like Die Hard 2. I like Die Hard 3. Die Hard 4 I can somehow tolerate, and Die Hard 5 is an embarrassment.
Cash grab.
It really made me sad. I remember going to the theater to watch it, and I saw it, and I was genuinely sad.
That's the Russian one, isn't it?
You know
I've
what?
ne-
When you
I've
sit
never
in a
seen it.
movie
I've
and you
never
know
seen
that it's crap, you know
Which is
it.
the
Like,
one with Timothy Oliphant? Is that number 4?
For
that's
the,
4. Listen.
watchable.
It's watchable, but they already started making it as if it's like Fast and Furious in space. Like there's buses like flying in the air and all this weird stuff that it's too much. Like I don't know, he crashes like a bus into a helicopter. I don't know what. I could be wrong, but you know what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens that's kind of cartoonish and over the top, but still there's something redeeming about that you could still tolerate. The 5th one, you could tell right out the gate, as soon as the movie starts, that you're watching like a terrible D-level movie. You could tell within 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, Bruce has been in the cash grab zone for a while. He did that one on Netflix. Is it? I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. The space thing he did, the last film he did. And I couldn't even watch that. That was just dire.
I mean, he also has medical issues, and you know, the one thing I'll say is that I feel like probably in the last 10 years of his career, he probably knew that there were certain things that were going on with his health that weren't great, and he just said, if somebody has a check, I'll take it. And I understand that, and I can respect that, but man, that 5th Die Hard was crap.
I don't know. Yeah, since Pulp Fiction, he's never really done anything. I don't think.
Surrogates was a fun film.
Fifth Element.
That was
Yeah,
95
that was
next year. Yeah.
before.
No, was that
Was it
1995?
after?
I think, yeah.
Oh, well, I take it back then, because that was a good film. It was quite fun.
What was?
Fifth Element.
No, that
That
was
was that was before that
Oh.
Die Hard movie, wasn't it?
Pretty sure
Before Pulp Fiction, yeah.
Was it 93
was
or
it?
95? Chat help us out, lads. Go on, lad.
No, it was after, wasn't it? They were both in the 90s, but it was after.
I thought it was 95, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I don't count Expendables. That's another series that should not exist.
Never watched them.
Second one was okay.
It's all right. It's just for whatever it is. It's kind of fun. The first one, at least, I think.
Was it the first or the second one?
I think that he was in the first one, and then the second one, maybe. There was one already that he wasn't in anymore because he and Stallone had some differences or something like that.
That's just reminded me of an off-tangent argument I had during the week.
He
Somebody
was in
trying.
Sin City. He was in Sin City, which I kind of liked, at least the first Sin City.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense was a good movie.
Yeah.
Trev, argument.
So you're
Tell
wrong.
us.
It's all right. I'll shut the fuck up. I'm going to sit here and have a wank.
Well, when you finish, can you tell us about? You can't just leave us a fucking hanging about this argument, lad. I need to know.
Oh, do you know? Yeah. No, it was something totally different. It was a subject change.
Were you going to kill the stream, were you?
No.
Because
No.
usually that's my job.
To be fair, we're
Yeah.
talking about Bruce Willis, so it probably kills it as it is.
Yeah. I
12
don't know.
Monkeys. 12 Monkeys was a good movie.
Really? I don't like Terry Gilliam movies.
I don't know.
No,
12 Monkeys. I like
don't.
that movie. I'm sorry.
I don't like his style. It's
I love it.
no.
I
There's
love
just
it,
something
I do.
about
I
it.
love it,
Did he do Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
I like
Yes.
Terry
One
Gilliam.
of my-
I'm sorry. I like him. He did
Yes,
Fear
one of
and
my
Loathing
favorite
in 12
I
Monkeys.
favorite
can,
films.
I can probably tolerate Time Bandits. He did that too, didn't he?
Yeah, the original Time Bandits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbreakable was good. Side of Feet, Legend Wrench.
Yeah, that was good too.
We should do
Was-
Fear and
It
Loathing
was all
in
the
one
sequels
night.
to Unbreakable that was shied.
Yeah, what we should do is this is open to the chat as well. We do a movie review of
A
Fear and
movie
Loathing-
review.
and
Have you got
then-
all? You got all good guy. Mr. Brad.
Nice to see you.
Nice.
Give us a 12, Brad, we'll give you a pot noodle.
Turned into fucking what's his face radio fucking thing being there for a second.
Smash it and nicey.
I will say winners don't do drugs, but it would be funny to
Oh,
do.
of course they do. They do steroids. Everybody
Would be
knows it.
funny to do a movie review of what's the movie again?
Spunk Mask 6.
While tripping, be amazing.
Arsehole
Yeah.
treatment.
All right, moving on.
That's a good film.
The
seen
Godfather
that?
was set during Christmas.
Was it?
No,
Was it?
it's not best Christmas movie on my luck. It's not.
It's weird. You know, you always say, "Oh, that's a great Christmas movie," and then sometimes you can like go, "Hang on a minute, I can't remember what is a Christmas. What unexpected and
Christmas?
obscure Christmas movies, films you wouldn't associate with Christmas, like Die Hard, for instance." I love it when you discover a film, and it's you think nothing to do. It's Long Kiss Goodnight. That's a Christmas movie.
Oh yeah, it is good. Yeah.
That's not a bad film. And I got Samuel L. Jackson. I suffer with oversaturation. He was used too much. He was the token box ticked, in a lot of films.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, says you. You sound like you've got a fucking like a cock in your mouth half the time.
If I may.
Good game. Good game. I've got to say hello to Brian. Go on, do you send mean dealer? Good game.
If I may.
Go on.
If I may. Brown, have you seen
Fucking do it.
as a drug man, a ex-drug enthusiast, have you
It's been a while.
seen? I'm not talking about your sex life, bro. I'm talking about your drug life, bro.
That's
you
well.
seen-
Get on with it.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, bro.
I have seen it.
No.
Your opinion, bro? You're scared to give your opinion for some reason on these things, but we do value your opinion. So
No, I
tell
told
us.
you the story before. It was Glastonbury. And they were showing Fear and Loathing in the cinema field.
Ah, remember now.
And it was a pleasant night. And we were all tripping our bollocks off. And we were watching Fear and Loathing in a field at Glastonbury on a big cinema screen. And the film snapped halfway through. And we were all waiting for it to start. We were all completely gone. And we thought that was part of the film. And we never saw the second half of it. So I only
you've
saw the
seen
first
half?
half.
You
I
need
only
to
saw
watch
the
it. It's
first. I have
fucking
seen it though.
excellent.
Yeah, I've only seen at the time the first half of.
Hang on. You've seen half, but you've seen the film.
At the time.
That makes no sense at all.
Yeah, but
you've seen half.
I've seen it afterwards.
Have you seen it? Not really. You saw it afterwards, right? Now we're getting to the nitty. Never getting to the tickly bit, but I'm never getting to this. Be on a rad says Long Kiss Goodnight is a Christmas film, and Side of Heat says Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a Christmas film, very underrated. I don't know if either of them are Christmas film, but Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is it's one of those films. There are fabulous performances in it, but the film itself is a bit shit. In my opinion.
Dead End's a Christmas movie. That's an obscure one if you've seen it.
Side
Came
Effect
out in
Legend Range.
2003.
LA Confidential qualifies.
Giving you a bit of heat in the chat there, Brown.
Oh, he always does. I expect it. Brown, yeah, Viagra.
Brownie,
Away you go.
I'm curious to know, with all your chemical experiments from the 90s and so
Experience. You mean.
do you ever have any flashbacks?
I'm having one now.
Oh, I'm being serious, you doink. Have you ever had a flashback?
I don't think that stuff is real.
What, flashbacks?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like somebody just said once that such a thing exists.
I
And, I don't think it does.
I had a panic attack once. That was very, very much like a bad trip. Yeah.
Have you Did you have many bad trips on the? I don't mean like weekend to fucking Scarborough, bro. I mean like proper.
I had a bad trip. Yeah.
Tell us about it.
It was just I was in a rave in the early 90s. Everybody enjoying themselves, and I was just I was in a nightmare. It was like a waking nightmare of contorted faces and everything exaggerated and just
so basically
fear.
Like Friday night
So
takes.
you were high.
Then.
You were high, basically.
Yeah, just pure fear because I'd only experienced the good side. Yeah.
But
sounds like you're on a come down.
You were under the influence at the time that you had your bad trip, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, that happens sometimes. I think what he was asking is that, like, now you're just walking around outside, and suddenly you have like a reaction as if you've just taken a drug, and then you're kind of seeing all this kind of distorted stuff. What I was saying is that I think that people say that exists, but for most people, I don't think that actually does happen.
I've never had one. As I said, I've had a panic attack, and that's very similar. That was very, very similar to a bad acid trip.
I had a bag of pork scratchings once.
Heartburn doesn't count as a flashback.
I love pork scratchings. They're marvellous. I'm just curious as all, because, you hear all these stories, and it sounds like you had more fucking tablets than boots.
Winners don't do drugs, everybody. Just remember that. Brownie says.
You did it. And look where you are. You're at the pinnacle of your career.
Absolute tip top.
Hey.
An absolute a 57-year-old sado in his bedroom talking to wankers on the internet.
Everyone on
At
the
least
internet.
it's not Friday night tights.
Oh, do you think he's wearing them while he's doing that show? You think he's dressed as a woman from the waist down? I don't know. He freaks me out a little bit. I wouldn't like to be in a room with him alone.
Ooh.
Him with the spunky beard.
Gary
I like
from Nerd
I like Gary.
He's got some right jam jar bottoms, but that's bad news.
I have a lot of respect for Gary, even though he's had his shady past. But we've all.
You're going to say, even though he's wearing.
Have you seen the man with? Have you seen the man with the golden gun?
Scaramanga.
You could use his glasses as the Solex. Don't go out on a hot day, might burn your fucking retinas out with them glasses.
You're going to get fucking Brown and me demodded from drinkers shortly.
Sorry, I'm just a. Can I say that word now?
No. You're just buzzing.
I was going to say Heron Foods, but
you're buzzing, and you're being a little bit naughty.
Cheeky minx.
Sorry. Are you telling me off, Mr. Brown?
You're just a little bit.
I'm being a hunt. A Gareth Hunt. What did I say?
Do you know, even saying that gets it. The Autobots.
Really?
Yeah, so you've done it, mate.
How many Americans know about Gareth Hunt, Brown? That's got.
Is he magicking the beans? Have I magicked the beans, Mr. Brown?
Michael Hunt is also another one. If you say the shortened version of Michael.
What about Dylan Hunt? Shall we use that instead? Because that's Andromeda. We can get away with that one. And now I'm thinking about Romy, and I'm getting a semi. Like Sadoig. I'd just love a whiff for her gusset.
So, Christmas movies.
Any with Lexa Doigan?
Clungy Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Michael Shanks is a lucky bastard.
Just keep watching the Hallmark Christmas channel. I'm sure you'll find something.
No, I'll keep watching Continuum. That's good. She's in that.
There is that, yeah.
Oh, Michael Shanks, though. Jammiest bastard going.
What is
he gets to ride that every night. I'd be riding it like a fucking rally chopper if I got it.
Yeah. Can I just say a very quick hello to Jacob Ironside?
Yes, I said hello, Jacob. Mate.
Oh, sorry. If I must have drifted off being a flashback or something.
Michael Shannon.
Here's a question for you, Brown, because you're a bum sweat, right? If you could be mates with any big YouTuber, who would it be? And you can't say Gary. Although I know you would.
If I could be mates.
Yeah, with any big YouTuber.
Okay.
Platoon, a little platoon.
And be quick.
Who?
And be quick.
Never heard of him. Who's that? Never heard of him.
Brownie, and be quick about this because Romeo's giving you a super chat.
What about the critical drinker?
Well, you're sort of already on terms with the drinker.
Brian, you available, mate?
Yes, why not? RRTNZ, Ranged World of Sport for 10 pretending New Zealand dollars says, can't join you today as I've got a prior commitment. Apparently, Chuck Norris got tired of random dudes posting about him, so he climbed through the internet and punched. Ouch. Ugh.
Cheers, mate.
Ah.
Romeo, shout when you're available, my friend, and we'll get you on.
Yeah, go on.
So anyway, now you've done that super chat, answer the question.
What's the question again?
Oh, fucking hell.
Who do you want to be best pals with on net?
Okay.
If you could be friends with any big YouTuber, who would it be and why? It can't be Drinker, it can't be Gary.
Side of Feet, Legend, Drenched, and yes, agreed. Brie Larson.
Well, it's funny I should mention that because he's got feet in his name and he mentions Brie Larson. Hasn't she got 15 toes?
Right, sorry, have you not seen her recent haircut?
Oh, Brie,
She's completely ruined everything.
Brie, what have you done to yourself?
She's become Ellen Page.
Oh,
She's fallen out of all the newspaper articles, so she's done something to get herself back in the news cycle. That's all it is.
Oh, Brie, what have you done to yourself?
It's all a fucking
that's
relevance
awful.
game, isn't it? Let's see if we can top the last idiot and we can be relevant again for 15 minutes.
Yes, that's it.
Ben Shapiro and Brown. I've not watched Shapiro for a long time.
Can you imagine trying to go for a pint with Ben Shapiro?
Oh,
That would not be the most intense fucking night of your life.
If
He's like ADHD on ADHD, isn't he? He's like, he don't stop. I bet he talks in his sleep.
you'd get on well with him.
I bet you any money when he's banging his missus, I bet he's rattling all the way through it, giving her a concise, logical argument why he can jizz on her tits.
I tried playing one of his videos on slow speed once, and it sounded just like a normal person speaking.
Yeah, is it 3/4 speed? Perfect speed for listening to Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
3/4.
Oh, somebody's asked a question in the chat. James Caserta says, who is Doomcock?
The cock.
I know. I know who he is. Who he really is.
You do?
Yeah.
Don't-
How
I know
do
his
I
name and
tell?
everything.
Yeah, well,
I know his
shut up.
name and I know where he
Yeah.
is and everything.
No,
Yeah,
you don't
well,
have to say it, but I'm just wondering how you came across it.
Ah, well, I found out and it was dead simple. It was in plain sight. Shall I tell you who he is?
Well, if you do,
No, don't do
if you
it.
dox him.
I know who you
I'm
think
going to
he
do
is.
it right now. He's
Don't-
Doomcock.
don't-
He's Doomcock. Fucking got you. You were shitting your pants.
In his secret base
Brownie.
in the middle of the earth.
Is on now, isn't he? Doing hello, my darling, hello, my baby, same shit every week. Fucking hell.
He's
And
been predicting Kathleen Kennedy leaving Star Wars for the last 3 years. One day he will be right.
I remember when people were plotting on a certain message board about giving him false information to see if he'd eat it up, right? And he fucking did. And it was funny as fuck because he looked a total fucking spod. People fed him shit and he ran with it.
Is there anything or anybody that you do like?
Who, me?
Yes.
I like wanking.
You can't get that on YouTube though.
Oh, I'd like a lot of people, but then I like Alien Theory. I think he's fucking brilliant as a YouTuber.
I don't even know who that is.
It's a guy in
Oh, yeah.
Canada, and he does all this obviously alien universe stuff, and he's really deep with it, but he does it in such a way where it's really calming.
Right.
All right. I mean,
James Caserta, ADHD on LSD.
Yeah, that's Ben.
That'd be more your forte, wouldn't it, Trev?
I like shrooms, being honest.
Not the best.
They are the fucking best. They're awesome.
Winners don't do drugs, everybody. Just
Well, they're not drugs. They're a natural product. I mean, mushrooms are...
Natural products can still be drugs.
Don't be fucking technical. Do not incur my anger.
There you go. Tom Wrenched. Alien Theory is great.
He is. He's fucking brilliant. I love him.
Yeah, I've been impressed by a lot of his stuff, actually. Yeah.
It's a guy in Canada. He's a double doctorate, actually. I don't know what he's a double doctorate of, but he's a very, very clever guy. Obviously loves the alien universe nearly as much as I do.
Sorry, that ruined. Yep.
It's funny that I just mentioned alien, and on my phone popped up the word xenomorph. How bizarre! Yeah.
Lauren Chen and Mr. Brown, you get paid in rubles, though.
Lauren Chen, who's that?
James Webb Space.
Oh shit! Fuck off.
I think she was like a commentator, and then she kind of disappeared, and people were
she
saying
disappeared, didn't she?
people were saying that perhaps she was had ties to something, but I don't even know. I have no idea. I know very little about this. Just recall some weird chatter.
I tell you what. Sorry, I've been totally interrupting there. Anybody watch Captain's Dry Dock? No. He's like a builder, creator, does like 3D prints and builds all his own props and uniforms and everything. He's a really good guy. I like him. I chatted with him on Facebook. He's really down to earth. He even got a cease and desist because he was making replica Star Trek comm badges. You know, like DS9 Voyager era ones. And he made a mold for one, and it was brilliant. Because I said to him, I said, are you doing these on the sly? And he said, no, I can't do these. You'd had a fucking hell. Is that you, Matt? The fuck? Total bellend. Fucking done it now. That's it.
Side feet. Brown
knob.
Legend Wrenched. Brown would like Snarky J.
Yeah, look her up. Look Snarky J up.
Yeah,
keep you busy.
I think I've seen her.
Yeah,
She's been on Open Bar.
Is she quite spunkable?
Yes.
Yeah, Melvin Deeply's fascinated by her.
She does these with most of her videos. She does this like walk towards the camera in fairly revealing outfits. Go on, Trev. Go and check it.
I think I've seen her videos, but something put me off about her.
James Caserta. I like Disparu.
He needs a haircut, but
He's a ponce.
Yeah, I like him
his
too.
opinions are all right.
Yeah, he's all right. I like him.
I like Ferrero Rocher.
You could say that.
I love it. Yeah, I have seen Snarky J before, and jeebus, I would make a mess of her frock.
She's got more subscribers than Platoon, apparently.
Well, the thing is, if you've got tits and you're on a platform like
And you're
that,
fairly decent looking.
You're gonna get some action. You're gonna get people who wants to. I mean, if I started a channel up, I'm 50, I'm fat, and I've got erectile dysfunction. Who's gonna want to fucking join me? I'm just some fat twat under a staircase somewhere in England. Oh, fuck off. Your cock might not work one day. I hate it. When they say rub one out, I have to literally rub one out because it won't get hard at all. I'm flaccid. You know where your mind's willing, but the fucking body's just a no-go.
Oh, here you go. On Felt's 5 Wrenched, Snarky J has one more subscriber now. Tell her we sent you.
Here's one for you, Brown. If you could bone any YouTuber, who would it be and why? Come on, we've got to get you some action. Isn't there any, I don't know, slappers or hookers in your vicinity? You could probably hire them as an assistant on your world-famous YouTube channel.
Producer.
And maybe you could throw in some slight tasks, like, you've got to rub me old man.
What about Stephanie Jenner? My dad would like that, yes.
You could put that, Requirements of job. Can you rub my copper sombrero?
See, Brie Larson. I would employ Brie Larson to be my producer.
There's something really stupid happened during the pandemic. A load of porn stars started YouTube channels. So there's
Nice.
but not, outside of the porn industry, actually doing normal stuff. And so there's quite a few of them. So I'm pretty sure a few of them would make interesting producers.
I will agree with Sword. Chat tonight, very light on females, yes.
I wonder why.
Where is the vagina? Vex was here slightly. But she moved on, I think. Are you still in the chat, Vex?
No, I
She
think
popped in for a flirt and wasn't forthcoming.
I like Vex. She's a good YouTuber. She's got a voice that could erect 1,000 men. Hello, Vex. Are you there? Stop. Not so fast. I got myself all excited now. I think I might have to go and find a glory hole somewhere. See if there's anybody willing. I'm going to go over here now. Don't y'all stop me now. If you hear a squozen noise, that'll be me.
Oh, I need a drink after that.
Yeah.
Or a large one for the.
Oh, I could do with some mushrooms. That'd be good. Do a show on mushrooms. That would be fucking awesome. It is a fucking sausage fest in there. Hello? Is there any actual vagina in the chat? How many people have we got in the chat now?
4,000.
Fuck off. Says you, Billy No Mates. Where
Yeah,
can I
they're all
find
here.
that? How can I find out? Because it doesn't tell me anywhere.
39. We've been kind of hovering at about 39, 42.
I don't know. I think you might
40.
have made a big error bringing me back, Brown, because I'm kind of killing it.
You've killed it tonight, yeah.
Yeah, I've kind of killed it.
You just got a bit carried away with yourself.
I'm just overstimulated.
I know. No.
I'm not doing it in a mean way. I do it lovingly. I'm not. I just want to have.
You do it in a gobshitey way.
Yeah. Oh fucking hell! I am sorry. Not.
Welcome to Killing the Vibe.
Fuck off. Well, rally the troops then, Brown. You pot-noodling bastard. Sorry, somebody mentions Platoon, and I just start losing it.
Who's that? I've heard that name. Who is it? Anybody know?
He's fucking awesome.
Chat, does anybody know who this Platoon is? It's ringing bells, but I can't quite put thumb on it. Anybody? Platoon? Anybody?
Bueller.
Silent.
Do. The ambassadors' parties are well renowned.
Oh, Monsieur Rocher, you're really fucking me, no?
Wrench, the only woman on tonight's stream was Trev's wife and
she's
his
never
daughter.
uttered a word. It's funny that if my microphone hadn't have been on, she'd have been very vocal. But because I'm streaming, she shut the fuck right up. It's the first time I've won an argument with her.
We'll just go around with the microphone in your hand. That'll.
Yeah, that novelty will soon wear off. She'll probably shove it up my arse.
Atom Gray Wrench. Yeah, he's the bloke that skipped out on his tab last month.
Huh? Oh, me?
What are you talking about?
Platoon.
That's a Platoon.
Oh, Tab. I don't get that.
It's tab.
Tab
means
drink.
Tab.
No, it's a
Tab
tab of
means
acid.
ear round here. Tab is
Bar
slang for
tab.
ear.
For fuck's sake, bar tab.
Tab of acid.
No, bar tab.
Bladder acid.
Do you like that song,
Bar tab.
Brown? Do you like that song where it goes, acid? They call it acid.
Acid. That one.
Sorry.
Is that the jazz version you did there, Brown? It didn't
Yeah.
quite.
All right.
Dun, dun, acid, dun.
Who's
dun,
that?
dun,
On the bass, is it? They call it
dun,
acid.
dun, dun,
Oh, I don't know.
A seed. Is it Dennis B? Is that it? I can't remember. 100%. No.
And on that bombshell, it's 3 hours.
Did anybody ever fancy Betty Boo in the 90s? Because I did.
Yes.
Yeah, doing
Oh.
the do. Yeah.
Apparently, she got really bad breath. Somebody told me once. A friend of mine interviewed her, and he was fucking like, get a tic-tac, dog. Fucking hell. She got a breath like a fucking cheesy sandwich. Who's fucking laughing like that?
Remind me, what does she sing?
A load of shit songs in the
Betty
90s.
Boo doing the do.
If you look her up on YouTube, yeah.
I think that was
Is
the
there-
one-hit wonder.
She was massive
Yeah,
at the
she
time.
had a couple of hits.
I
Yeah.
do not remember anything else she did.
Her real name was Alison Clarkson.
Yeah, massive. Okay.
And apparently
have
she's a gobshite. Worse
I
than
have
me.
to-
Sorry.
I have to be really enthusiastic now, don't I, Trev?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about pressure. Chat, you are wonderful. Thank you for turning up. 40 steady people watching this all night, which, considering we're up against FNT, it's not bad. So,
Oh, fuck that shit. Don't lower yourself. You're higher than that. This is a good fucking stream. You are a good YouTuber and you deserve more pot noodles. So give yourself a bit of credit, you depressing twat.
Atom is doing his gig in a couple of hours.
By the way, I in the background now, I put
no.
that Betty Boo on, and it was shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No, it was very of the time, but yeah, it was very good. So, chat, you're wonderful. Thank you for the interaction, super chats, and just being there, folks. You are the real stars of this channel.
Cheesy twat.
No, it was somebody in the chat. I think it was who said these are the real stars of the channel, and he's quite correct.
I love the chat.
Who's this platoon? Who is this platoon? Anyway.
Oh, stop being a knob, you jealous.
I will thank. I will thank the guests. In fact, tell you what, chat. Do not forget, please, to thumbs up and leave a comment afterwards. Thank you, Jimmy Retro. Cheers, swaps.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Have a good weekend, everybody.
And you.
That was good.
The Jaguar help desk.
Are you being racist by saying that? No, thank you very much. It's been great. See you all on Sunday for some more shenanigans.
I will be there. The brilliant, not Brian.
Cheers, Brun. Thanks also to Pricey, Trev, Internet, Swappers, and of course the chat. Thanks, everyone.
Mr. Brownlights. Thank you, Mr. Brownlights. Trev Retro.
Thanks for having me on, Brownie. Nice to chat with you for the first time, Price of Reason. You are shit hot. I'll give you credit. Brian, as always, fucking genius. And I'm going to start practicing my Chris Eubank. So maybe me and you could have a fight as Nissan main dealer. And I'll box your bloody ears in. Thank you to the Jaguar help desk as well. Always a pleasure to talk to you, sir. Matt, you were spot on until you changed your fucking picture, you bellend.
That's awful.
And Brownie, as always, an absolute pleasure, sir. Thank you for having me on. And thank you to everybody in the chat as well. Been great chatting with you, as always. I love you guys.
And last but by no means least, it's taken us what, 3-4 months, but now Price is properly warmed up, everybody. Price of Reason.
Yes.
Hey.
And on that bombshell, cheers, Price.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, sorry, I'm boomering.
Boomerang
Okay.
again, yeah.
That's it, folks. We'll see you Sunday. Enjoy your weekend. Take care, everybody.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
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 See you later.